Let's go. Welcome, everybody, to the GRG podcast, episode 62. We are here. We are live. And, man, I got something to say pretty serious for a hot second before I introduce everybody. While I was out of town with everybody, I told a couple of people about that I had a friend, a best friend, that had that was in the hospital. They got kind of sick. I mentioned it last year sometime when he went to the hospital, and then he got out. Everything was cool and everything. But yesterday, come to find out that that he had cancer and everything before that. But yesterday he passed away, and it was pretty tough, man. I didn't want to do anything, no video. I made video and everything. About to talk about some of the big topics that was yesterday. And I really didn't want to do the show, but it's because of the people here. They wanted to do it, and I'm here, and I'm going to have a good time, man, regardless, because gaming is that getaway. So I just wanted to say rest in peace, Quinn, and man, much love to you, big bro, man. I'll see you on the other side. But anyway, let's get on to the episode. Let's get on to it. So let's get on to the illustrious panel, starting off with Delilah HD. What's going on, matriarch?
What's up? Happy to be here tonight. Ready to get the show on the road. Enjoyed meeting you guys and chilling out with you guys last week. It was dope. And yeah, let's go.
Yeah, no doubt. And then we're moving on to our other matriarch. The first lady of Intro Media Gaming herself, Lady Infamous. What's going on with you?
Hello, everyone. Happy Friday. This is me, Lady Infamous 415, Grown Women Gaming, IntroMediaGaming.com. And I'm so happy to be back here on a Friday evening with my crew and talk about these games. And let's just get this started, baby.
All right, let's go. And then also going to a bum that comes sneaking up in here. You better have your mic on. Anyway, what's up with you, Lawrence? What's going on with you, bro? Lawrence? I knew. I stopped that. Stay there. You go. This is why you just don't have this people just popping in and saying what's up, man. Anyway, let's go on to our main man, Kaleidoscope. What's going on with you, Kaleidoscope?
Yo, it's the Xbox Goes Kaleidoscope back up on the GRG, man. And we about to get down and busy. Yeah. But yo, I feel what you said earlier, man, K-Mega. The first day at E3, my cousin died in a fatal car accident that morning.
Oh, man.
And I'm still kind of hurting over it, yo. But know what I'm saying? Gaming, it's an outlet, yo. It's an outlet. Indeed. I've been gaming like a motherfucker these past 2 weeks. Just trying to get my mind off of things. And yeah, let's bring the people a good ass show though, man. Because there was a lot of cool stuff that came out of E3. Definitely.
Yes, it was. And man, my condolences go to you, man, and I appreciate that, man. Because it's been rough. I mean, I hide behind a facade sometimes trying to be tough, but seeing somebody that you've been known ever since third grade, and now he was 44 when he passed yesterday. So he's older than me, but our sons grew up together, and it was the one thing that we promised each other is that we weren't going to be like our fathers. We were both single fathers to our sons, man. And so it was, we made that promise. And so we raised our kids, man, basically, as a team. And so like, it is what it is, man. But to see him gone and all that, and the funeral proceedings and all that, when that started, it's going to be really tough for me because it's going to be a finalization of it. But hey, man, my heart goes out to you and to everybody out there that's lost somebody. So anyway, man, what's going on? Triple Cup Chuck, what's going on with you, bro?
Man, cool, man. My condolences go out to everybody and their family about, because death is not an easy thing to, to handle. But, you gotta keep pushing and, hopefully they're in a better place, on the pain and suffering is gone. You know what I'm saying? But, hey, I just been cooling, just was finna watch some Luke Cage and, hop on some Madden or some Fight Night if you ever wanted some.
Yeah, I owe a certain individual a Madden match because I got my ass whooped. So I'll have to tell about that later. But yeah, man, I plan on staying up anyway. Oh man, the Nintendo dude, Barbarian. He dusted the hell out of me, man. He played on easy settings, man.
Not that good, but he decent. He decent.
He decent, yeah, but man, he plays on rookie or some shit, man. That shit was ridiculous. But anyway, whatever. But then we're gonna have to rematch. Yeah, he dusted my ass though. He did me dirty. But anyway, but last but not least, man,
I need my rematch. That's what I need.
Yeah, everybody's favorite dude. You know who it is. Live Wire. What's going on with you?
Oh shit!
There you go. You know it. Oh, people have been waiting for it. They've been asking for it.
Really,
what's up with you, bro?
I'm good, man. Just been busy trying to game a little bit when I can, and work and deal with my daughter.
Bianca?
Yeah, man. Huh?
Our Donald Trump. Man, you tripping, man.
Yeah, man. She was
tripping out here in these streets, man.
She was out here spitting up all over the place this morning, so I had to deal with that, me and my wife. So it was a long day. But it's all good now.
All right. Why is it that you be talking fast when you not live? But when you live, you get into this like slow, like
That's why.
Yeah, man.
I try to be a little bit more calculated in what I say. You know,
man, you totally different on Xbox Live Party. You don't even sound like that. You don't even sound like that.
Lady, isn't everybody though? Like seriously.
Yeah. Like he's just like he's all talking fast, normal. Then he can hear. He's like, yeah, and
I mean, I get. Well, when we get to the topics, then I'll
okay. All right. Okay, get loose a little bit more. All right. Well, we still got to get Lawrence to get his little thing. Are you in here now, Lawrence?
Yeah, I'm in here. Sorry about that. Can y'all hear me?
Man, yeah.
You almost got the ejectocito, cuz.
Oh shit!
Look, I had a family to stop by for about a split second. I'm sorry.
You let somebody in the pink room?
Oh my God!
Don't do that. It's too early to be messy.
Before you get off of here, you got to show the pink room one more time. So
the pink room.
You got to show the pink room one more time, man.
It's legit pink. That's real.
It's legit. It's hot pink too. On top of that,
that's why you been running in that Killer Instinct grill.
I ain't been running for. What everybody saying?
Yeah, y'all talking about his room?
Yeah, man, his room was hot. Yeah, hot pink. It's all right, man. You
might share his room with his sister. Something you don't know what's up.
Oh, see the line.
Oh man.
I'm trying to figure it out.
Delilah, you cold as fuck.
Yeah, that was messy. But anyway, man, let's get on to these topics. Yeah. Let's start off first with the recap because there are some of us that did not get the opportunity to go. So hopefully next year we can try to get everybody down because we know that our main man, the Don, will be there. Will be at E3 next year. And, man, we got to try to get Live Wire, Kaleidoscope, and Triple Cup Chuck out there with us as well, man. So we got to get you guys all together. No, we do. We want it as crunk as we can get it out there, man. So we can do it. So
we're going to act the fool, man. That's what's up.
Man, you're going to be going to sleep because your ass is going to finally have some free time away from Bianca, and your ass is going to just go to bed at like 9 o'clock. I don't want to hear that shit.
Staying in the hotel the whole time.
All right, fine. Yeah, I mean, you might have me on that one.
Yeah.
Get it turned up. I'll be the one to be like, damn, it's 11:30. Y'all ain't ready to go home? Like,
hey, Meg, I thought you could have.
What'd you say?
I really could have wished you could have came to Spire 73, man. It was nice. It was real nice.
I was so mad, man. That layover and then
oh my God,
man, I didn't get to meet Avers. I didn't get to meet Mamacita. I didn't get to meet so many other people that was there, man. I was so
everybody
mad.
was there except you.
I know, except me. I know. That was bad. That was bad.
Cats out there trying to holler. Cats was out there trying to holler at chicks and shit, but then the other cats was out there cramping their style. They was trying to run from niggas.
Nah, man.
Like, yo, buddy, let's hang out. I'm like, fuck out of here.
Anyway, so let's get on to let's get to it with the recap, with the E3 recaps. Now, we had our own live thing, so I want to start off with Triple Cup, Live Wire, and Kaleidoscope. So I'm going to start off with you, Live Wire.
Yeah.
What was your most exciting thing? What was your most disappointing thing? Give us a little rundown of what you felt about this E3, top to bottom.
Let's see. The exciting thing was it's probably the Microsoft's kind of vision. They've been explaining that a little bit clearer. Like they seem like they didn't give me a brand new IP, like a big huge IP, you know. So that kind of sucks. But the vision was clear, you know. And Phil didn't go to his giant bomb thing and then come out and everybody is like, you know, like, well, what does he mean by this? And then you got like 5 different versions of what people believe. Like everything was way more clear and concise. Like, you know, that was probably the best thing about E3. Like pretty much everybody came away from hearing Microsoft basically say the same thing versus what we heard in 2013, where it was like you had like 5 different people say 5 different things. I'd be like, damn, do y'all motherfuckers work at the same place? Like, what the fuck is going on? But no, I mean, I enjoyed that. I enjoyed some of the stuff that Sony showed with their games. That, you know, that Ghost game.
Ghost of Tsushima. Yeah, I was gonna say, what was your favorite game that Sony showed?
Man, like to me, it's the way it looks. The Ghost game looks really good. Mm-hmm. The Last of Us looks good too. It looks like it's interesting with The Last of Us. It looks extremely realistic. Everything looks has kind of like that more realistic tone to it, except for the blood. Why they still deal with smoke blood, I have no idea. Because the Ghost game doesn't have it. It has like blood splatter and shit. So I don't understand why they just don't have that in The Last of Us. But whatever.
Well, I don't know, it's still rated M a game, right?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So if it's already, you know, because my thing is there was a scene in like they cut the dude's guts out and shit. You know what I mean? But look, in the scene that he cuts the dude's guts out, it did show blood just pouring out. So I'm like, I don't get why they have the blood smoke versus the blood splatter like they have in other games. But whatever. I mean, I know Uncharted does it, but then I feel like Uncharted, even Uncharted is still M for mature. So I don't know why they do it. I don't know. Yeah. But those games look good. Dead Stranding, Lord knows what the fuck kind of drugs my man is on. I don't know. That shit is crazy, dog. Shit is crazy.
It's on another level, man. That's for damn sure.
Spider-Man looks cool. Man, I don't know, man. Spider-Man looks like Spider-Man to me, dog. It might look better in person, but to me, it just looks like Spider-Man. I'm sure graphically it looks insane, right? But like as far as just a game, it just kind of looks like Spider-Man. I think what probably sets it apart will probably be its little side missions. Mm-hmm. Because Spider-Man was never like the other Spider-Man games weren't terrible or anything. The biggest issues people said they had with those games were the fact that those side missions were like dumb as hell. Go save this cat. Go stop this robbery. Help this old lady who's stuck in a tree or some shit like that. You know, why an old lady stuck in a tree? I don't know. But whatever.
What about you, Kaleidoscope?
Oh damn! A lot of it was like, hey.
I mean, I'm telling you, if you let wires go on, he'll keep going.
I was just gonna say Nintendo. You got to let them have Nintendo, and the most disappointing thing, and then you can cut them off again.
Oh, Jesus! The level of disrespect.
Oh shit! So, what was your most disappointing thing? What first do Nintendo? What was some of the things that you liked from Nintendo? What you seen and from?
I ain't gonna really lie. I didn't know. I know Nintendo did Super Smash Brothers, but you know I don't really fuck with Nintendo like that. So I don't know if did they show anything else. I didn't really go back and look.
But
yeah.
Oh, okay.
They showed what Smash for the most part.
They showed Smash. Yeah. I think there was a Kirby. There was also
Fire Emblem.
Yeah, Fire Emblem, which I'm excited about. Fire Emblem.
Yeah,
I like doing Fire Emblem.
I ain't gonna lie to you, I don't know what that is. To be,
you know what I'm saying? They got DBZ, DBZ Fighters coming. Also Fortnite.
Oh no, that does look.
That we'll talk about that here a little bit later.
That. Okay.
Yeah. So they had Mario Tennis. They had quite a few things that was going on.
So you're gonna have all crossplay with that, I'm assuming.
We'll talk about that crossplay here in a little bit.
But I'll say that Jump Force looks pretty good.
Oh yeah.
I'm not even a huge anime fan, but what the gameplay I was looking at, I was like, damn, this shit looks crisp as hell.
That's the only thing I didn't get to play.
That was the only thing you didn't play. Yeah, I'm sure that line was crazy. So
it was. That line was crazy.
I'm surprised.
Yeah, me too.
And they should have more than one kiosk for it because like that was crazy. So
yeah, but my game of the show for me personally was probably Anthem. I'm really I can't wait for that game. And probably my biggest disappointment was the fact that there was no Splinter Cell. Man, that shit hurt. That shit hurt. I ain't gonna lie, that shit hurt.
Yeah, I agree.
When they were showing that, when they were showing that Division, I said, "Oh fuck this game! I want Splinter Cell." I know people love Division, but fuck it, man. We got Division. They just gave a DLC. Give me Splinter Cell.
So it's still. I mean, I think it's in the works. So I think we might be seeing it next year. But
I mean,
Gamescom, you never know. I mean, we got what, a month and a half.
Yeah, it's true. I hope so.
And you never know. Maybe it could be. Maybe it might be at PSX. You know what I'm saying? Maybe the marketing rights could be on Sony's side. Or even Microsoft, which Microsoft has been rumored to having their own show.
I heard that too.
So right. So basically, Splinter Cell could be there.
You know what? Control is kind of interesting though. I mean, it looks like Quantum Break too. But the more and more I've looked at it, I'm like, man, this might be a little bit interesting with the whole supernatural type. Because from what I'm hearing is like it's kind of on the surface it looks shallow, but it's very deep as far as I think it's going. You know what I think it's going to be? It's going to be like a supernatural shooter with kind of like that element of what's that game? Evil Within, right? You know how like Evil Within or maybe some other like those psychological games where they have little triggers where the whole room changes and shit like that. You think it's one thing and you turn around and it's something else. A lot of weird spooky shit like that. So
Alan Wake elements.
Yes,
Alan Wake. Yep. Alan Wake too. Yeah.
All right. Well, let's move on and let's go to Kaleidoscope. Break it down, man. I mean, you know what I'm saying? What you like, what you didn't like, what was the biggest thing? Just go through it, man. Just let us know.
All right. My favorite number one thing about E3 was actually the Microsoft press conference.
Absolutely.
They showed 50 games. They freaking knocked it out the park from beginning to end. And there was a lot of highlights in the show, but I'm going to just name a couple. Devil May Cry 5, that shit looked amazing. All right. My jaw just dropped when that shit came on. That shit by From Software, Sekiro, Shadows Die Twice. That shit looked all kinds of sick. That shit reminded me of like Dark Souls meets Tenchu and Bloodborne all mixed into one. I was like, fuck yeah, I could go with that. Definitely roll with that. And then Gears of War 5 or Gears 5, right? Because it's not Gears of War no more. Gears 5. I was stoked that they gave the center spotlight to Kate. Because Gears 4 was about Kate's story and her mom's. So that's just the natural progression of the series, and I saw that coming, but I was excited to finally see it come to fruition. And then besides that, as far as the Sony conference, I was really excited this year because, it was basically a matchup between Microsoft and Sony, Tyson and Holyfield. And basically Sony, I found them lacking, all right? Because they showed, 10 games? That actually bummed me out a little bit because they normally knock it out the park every press conference. Let's be honest, out of the last, this generation, this has probably been their weakest conference as far as games displayed. Now, as far as their first party, they actually had a couple of games. I loved Ghost of Tsushima. That shit was lit. It reminded me of some Lone Wolf and Cub shit right there, right out the gate.
Whoa, say that again? What the hell would you
Lone
just say?
Wolf and Cub, son. All right. It reminded me of Lone Wolf and Cub. For people that don't know, there's actually an English dub version called Shogun Assassin.
Okay,
right?
I've heard of that. I've heard that. Hey man, Bloody would have been losing his mind right now. He heard that. Boy, that was.
I know.
All right.
It's all good. And then another highlight, of course, was The Last of Us 2. That looked really good. I agree. The animation was on point. When I saw Ellie kiss an old girl, I was like, you know what? That's next gen mocap for your ass. I really like that shit. You know what I'm saying? All right. And then the other game that they had to show, actually Live mentioned it earlier, Control. I loved everything about that game from what I saw. My cousin was like, oh, that's Quantum Break 2. I was like, nah, Quantum Break, he stops time. She's using telekinetic abilities, bro. She's like Jean Grey from the X-Men. He was like, what? I was like, yeah, just look at what she's doing, man. And then if you notice, her gun doesn't even have a gun barrel. All right? So she's basically channeling her telekinetic abilities through her gun. All right? That I was like, whoa, that shit looks sick. I can't wait to get my hands on that game. All right? As far as other publishers, the Nintendo Conference, nah, that's not for me, bro. You know what I'm saying? If I had some nephews or something, maybe I'll get them that shit. You know what I'm saying? I had some cats at me kicking at me in a party. Nah, Super Smash, that shit was incredible. I was like, you know what? Nah, bro. That's not a tournament fighter. No, but they have it at the Evo. I was like, yo, even the producer of the game says that's not a tournament fighter. He says it's a party game. All right? The thing is that people watch it. A lot of people watch it, so that's fine. All right? But it doesn't have no deep-ass combat mechanics as far as fighting games are concerned. The game that fucking blew my mind as far as fighters this E3 was Dead or Alive 6 and Soul Calibur 6. Those shits look lit. All right, and I can't wait to get my hands on them games, especially what they did with Dead or Alive 6. Oh my gosh.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be crazy.
But besides that, all around though, it was really good E3 though, man. And Anthem was up there as well.
Okay. All right, cool. All right, Triple Cup Chop. Man, give us your breakdown. What you liked, what you didn't like, what was flames, and then what was a dud? What you got?
Man, should I start? Nah, I was gonna start off negative, but I was like, nah, man, Collider was bringing it, so I was like, negative. Nah, I gotta bring the positive first, because you know it's in all the good stuff that happened
first,
right? Because me personally, I was hearing a lot of people talking, you know, all the back and forth with the jabber and stuff like that. When I was going to I went into E3 like this here. I'm a consumer. I want to see games that I can play. That's all I want to see. First and foremost, so if a person wasn't caring about that, what is you doing? You a gamer or you a console war conspiracy theorist type of person? You know what I'm saying? I don't want to say no names or nobody out there, but y'all know the type of people that do that. And you know what I'm saying? That's their thing, but that's just not my thing. My thing is I want to see what games that's coming out. What can I play? You know what I'm saying? The type of games I can maybe even suggest some of my friends. I might see somebody out there like, man, man, they got this game. I know you like these type of games. Man, they got this coming out. Man, check this out, man. They're not showing the trailer from off of E3. So when I see stuff like that, overall, I liked it because I seen a lot of games that I didn't know was coming. You know what I'm saying? Some teasers, you know what I'm saying? Especially for me, the Easter eggs, when they just throw up Battletoads like him. Bam. I know you've been waiting on this here side scroller. Yeah, that's it. Get it. So I was like, that's what I was looking forward to. So, you know, just stuff like that. So when I seen Microsoft E3, and I seen games, and they was like, oh, look at how many exclusives. I said, man, I want to see all 50 games. That's what I want to see. When they showed the games, I was like, okay, I'm diving. That one, I'm diving. That one, I'm diving. I mean, it was a whole bunch of games. I was like, okay, cool. Especially with CFD DLC. Man, when I seen that ghost ship, I was like, man, they got me back. I'm in there. So I was like, I got that game. You know what I'm saying? Right now, I'm still playing State of Decay. So I'm still kind of kosher at the moment. And then I was looking at EA. They was like Unravel 2 coming out. I said, I like that game, but the only thing about it is, oh boy, he always made me feel down. Like he just make me feel down. He be all happy, down feeling. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's too emotional. I'm like, I'm dude, bro, man. Leave emotions alone. Man, just give me a game, say, go kill something, or go string something, do something. Man, just give me that. But it looked like a cool game. Then I seen Ori and the Blind Forest 2. Man, blowing. I was like, I'm not a big indie game, but these I'm telling people that title indie need to stop because we having all good games. That is a solid AA game. When I seen it, I was like, yeah, I'm diving. I mean, I can sit there and go on and on about all the games that I like, and because they were showing stuff even on PlayStation, Ghost of Tsushima. Man, that fighting scene when they got behind that one tree, and they had all the leaves down, and the color. I mean, you know, you could tell the way the art style is so beautiful, so amazing, just to look at it and glare, just to see how the colors kind of like they almost float, like everything is gazing through the wind. So when I seen just the red just coming in, and you see the arrows being shot down on the ground with the fire on it and lighting the fire, and the whole scenery they was putting together, I was like, yeah, see, that's a PlayStation Word game. I'm diving. You know what I'm saying? They had games like that. Spider-Man was a game. I was like, okay, it kind of went down a little bit. You know what I'm saying? People joking about Quantum Break 2. That's cool. Remedy told everybody they built their engine and they can flip games in 2 years. Keep them coming. Control, I'm diving. Man, we could do this all night long, but I know everybody got to do their thing. So I'm gonna say the bad thing that I didn't see was sequels from Microsoft. You know what I'm saying? I wanted to see some this generation sequels, Sunset Overdrive, Rise 2. You know what I'm saying? I want to see one of those, you know what I'm saying, a Quantum Break 2. I know it control whatever like that, but I want to see a Quantum Break 2, you know what I'm saying, a sequel. That's what I want to see. The studios and stuff like that, that's always a blessing. You know what I'm saying? People getting judged, new developers, new ideas, range to do new, just amazing things. You know what I'm saying? All good things. You know what I'm saying? I'm glad to see it. You know what I'm saying? But my highlight was being able to see an overall show of E3. Y'all feel what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah. There was one thing I forgot, though, that I need to add. The purchase of Ninja Theory, yo. My jaw dropped.
Huge.
I was like, what? I was like, yeah. That's what's up, man. Now I watch that Kung Fu Chaos back compat stat. Word up, man.
Yeah, a lot of people have been asking about that. I mean, they're Enslaved. I mean, that would be another dope ass backwards compatible game to come back. So Ninja Theory shocked everybody. So let's go on to before. Lawrence, we didn't hear anything from you. What was going on with you? What did you think about this E3, man?
E3 was overall was really good this year. You know, things that needed to happen. I felt as far as the highs. Well, I'm gonna go different. I'm gonna go with the low points. Sony, of course, was a little disappointing. Although they showed great games, it was a little bit of a disappointing show. Show-wise,
yeah, that's the show.
That show was the flow wasn't good at all, and Nintendo show was a little bit lackluster in my personal opinion because they didn't show, like, it was just a main game show. It was a Smash show. The Nintendo was a Smash Brothers show, which was great. Don't get me wrong, I love, you know, I like Smash Brothers. I play it from time to time, but that's a positive. But like the overall show wasn't as great as Microsoft. Microsoft needed it, and they did what they needed to do. I think Microsoft did the best out of this E3. They did a really good job. Games like I said, Smash Brothers. What else on Nintendo side? Fire Emblem. That Met game that they showed off rip at the beginning of the game, at the beginning of E3. What was the name of that game? What was the name of it? I don't remember it. But
which game are you talking about?
There was a mech. It was like a mech shooter game, they showed at the beginning of Nintendo's E3.
Anthem?
No, not Anthem.
No. He said Nintendo.
Nintendo.
Oh, I can't figure that out.
I can't remember the name of it either. I have to go back and look. That was a good one. That looked interesting. Sony has some good games. Last of Us 2 was great. Like I said, and that's another thing too. Their games they showed, it took too long for them to get to the point. Death Stranding looked great. It was definitely Kojima's brainchild. You could tell they had Kojima all over it. But
that was a glorified walking simulator with deliveries.
Pretty much.
Oh, what's up? Let me give a big shout out to Tip. You know what I'm saying? Tip Diamond. I appreciate the support. You know what I'm saying? $2. He said, "What's up to the GRG panel? What's going on?"
What's good?
What up?
Thank you very much. All right, keep going, man.
But yeah, it was a little underwhelming. Like the other two were underwhelming, and but like I said, Microsoft, I think they did a great job. You know, with picking up the five studios. They needed it. Also, I know there's been other games that's been said. I know one of the other games that y'all didn't mention was Forza. Forza was great.
Yeah. Well, you didn't get to us yet. That was going to be my baby. But keep going.
Okay. Forza it looked good. As a consumer, like I think as a consumer, they did a hell of a great job. Ori and the Blind Forest 2, that was mentioned earlier. That's actually, believe it or not, besides Killer Instinct, that was one of the reasons why I got my Xbox One in the first place.
It's a lot of games, though.
Shit, and they delivered. Microsoft simply delivered. They said, "This is how many games we got. This is how many exclusives, world premieres." Cyberpunk. That's another one. That presentation of Cyberpunk at the end was dope.
Yes, it was.
I like how they just made it look like an accident and like somebody was hacking. That shit was dope. Like that was clean.
It was cyberpunkish, right?
Yeah, very. It was like that was dope. I like that shit. Like I said, Sony has some good stuff. Once again, what's the name of the Microsoft game they had from Software again? That was a good one.
That was Sekiro.
Yeah,
Shadows Die Twice.
Shadows Die Twice. That was dope.
Activision. Yeah.
Ghost of Tsushima was great. Once again, DOA. Of course, that's a separate one, but DOA. DOA 6 coming out. That's gonna be great. Soul Calibur, they've been talking about that since before E3. man, a whole bunch of shit, man. It's just like even Ghost of Tsushima was great. Last of Us, even though I wouldn't play it, I'd watch it. You know what I'm saying? I'd watch it.
Yeah.
Spider-Man was good. The other thing I didn't like, I don't know that game that they made by Rick and Morty, for the creators of Rick and Morty. That game was
that's what messed up part of the flow as well in the show, man. When they
Right.
came out with that Rick and Morty shit.
Right, yeah. Don't talk about Super Lucky's Tale when you talk about that game.
Right, exactly. Matter of fact, the indies are coming out. We Happy Few is actually getting an actual release date.
Yeah, how about that?
I haven't even had a chance to play it yet, but that game looks like it's gonna have a deep ass story. That's gonna hit home for a lot of people because there's a lot of people that's living like that right now. but yeah, overall it was pretty dope, pretty good. I think Microsoft overall, if I were to say who won it, quote unquote, I think Microsoft did won it. They did what they needed to do and they delivered.
All right, no doubt. All right, let me go to you, Infamous. We talked about it, but of course we couldn't hear everybody properly, so I'll definitely have some stuff prepared for next year. I'm gonna, get some mics so we can do that live. But anyway, what was the thing with E3 for you? What was your recap?
Everybody goes to E3 to check out the games, stand in line, and get your hands on these games that nobody else is going to get to touch yet, which is a good experience. You know what I mean? It's a lot of games that I'm interested in getting. That Ghost, like I call it Ghost, the one that came on PlayStation, that one.
Yeah.
Tsushima.
Yeah, Tsushima. That's what that's called.
Okay. Yeah, Tsushima.
I enjoyed that very well. I'm very interested in getting that game as well. Forza Horizon 4 was a good game for me. I really enjoyed that as well. I played The Division. I played Ori and the Blind Forest. I played Horizon 4. And it's just like Xbox did a good job. They showed 50 games, 18 exclusive, 5 studio. They bought 5 studios. So anybody that doesn't like what Xbox was showing, they really on some hater juice. PlayStation did an okay conference. I just don't like the buffering, the filters from the conference, which means the banjo. Oh, I'm sorry. Let me repeat that. The music, and then the game, and then the interview, and then the music, and then the gameplay, and then the interview. And it's a rotation of that. Okay. The best, I'm gonna be honest with you, and I'm gonna keep it 100. It's not even the best part of E3 for me wasn't even about the games. It was about saving up like 6 months so you can see your friends that you don't. It's like this is your only opportunity to see your gaming friends. It's E3. So me saving up money, me getting excited to go see K Mega and Delilah and El Boogie and 100. You know what I mean? And everybody that I kick it with every week or every day on live or every week on GRG. That was the best part about E3 for me, was just to see the people who never been to E3 look at the convention center with a big smile on their face and looking like a kid in a candy shop. That's the best part for me.
She must have been talking about me.
You're not the only one.
You guys were crazy excited. It was awesome.
This is what I don't like about E3. It brings pettiness out of people. It brings hatred out of people. You ain't been there. You ain't really go to E3. You didn't go inside. You didn't play these games. You wasn't really there. Oh, let me talk about this game I ain't touched versus the person that actually played the game. You feel me?
Preach.
I'm gonna tell you like this: if you really want to go to E3 that bad, then save your money. But don't be talking shit about people, especially us, that took our time out, bust our ass, save money to go to E3 so we can have this experience together as a unit, to come on an interweb to have people like clown us or joke on us. And it's not just our group, it was other groups as well. So I'm gonna tell you like this: if you really enjoy gaming and you can be able to, even if you save a little bit at a time, maybe it takes you a year to save up, I suggest you go to E3, and I suggest you go with some friends, because I'll tell you that it's going to be a great experience. And to all my haters out there who want to talk shit about people going and want to talk about games they ain't play, step your game up.
No.
That's what's up.
Well, all right. See, I was not expecting that to come. I would have had my gospel music. Anyway, good stuff. All right, Delilah.
Yes.
What was your recap? Give it to me.
Man, I had a great time, and I gotta have to echo what Lady was talking about. It was just great to just chill out with the ladies. We was able to get some good food, hang out, chill. It was great to just meet you guys, and I just like the way everybody still vibed, even off the air, so to speak. Everybody had personalities, was pretty much very real, and so it was really good to just kind of chill out and have a good time. And like Lady said, it's always great to put face to name, because we talk all the time on the interwebs, and then so when you finally talk to somebody in person, it's very different. You get to see their expression, their demeanor, and stuff like that. And it's weird sometimes when you hear their voice, and like it just kind of like, I guess that's me, because like K Mega, like with the way he sounds and the way he talks and stuff like that, and just matching that, it was pretty neat to see. And same thing with Lemon, like he is just as obnoxious as he is in person as he is on his
That's
show.
A wild dude,
so it was fun. It was a lot of fun. Everybody was super approachable, very fun. As far as the show itself was concerned, man, Microsoft hit it. I mean, they pretty much want to show to everyone that they're still investing in gaming, and that people have nothing to worry about when it comes to them as a publisher or as a brand going forward. And I think they did what they needed to do. I would have liked to have seen them focus more on first party, as far as titles is concerned. But I think all that's coming, considering the fact that they announced the acquisition of 5 studios. Of course, I'm super excited about Ninja Theory. I'm contrary to what most people think. People think that Ninja Theory is gonna jump right into AAA. I don't think that's what's gonna happen. I think they're gonna still focus on like titles kind of similar to Hellblade, but for me that's cool because that game is good. It has its issues, things about it I don't like, but it's still a good game. So I think it's just great that Microsoft's giving all these studios creative freedom, and so man, it sets them up. It sets them up for the next gen, even for the next couple of years from now. I mean, we don't know what we're gonna see prior to this gen being over. I think they did a really good job with that. On the show floor, like I absolutely loved it. I was one of the lucky few to be able to go to FanFest. That was dope. So I got to really try a bunch of games. Like I said, the only game I didn't get to play was a Jump Force. I'm surprised that game was even playable because they had just announced it. Like you never see that where they announce a game and then it's playable on the show floor. So I thought that was cool. That was definitely a good highlight from the show. Every time I think that Playground Games can't wow me in regards to like Forza. They killed it with Forza Horizon 4, and I'm just surprised because I thought that 3 was the best they could do, and it's just amazing that they're able to even just
implement seasons,
just get better like at what they do. It's kind of phenomenal, and I mean, I'm never a huge advocate of IGN, but IGN put out a IGN First on Forza Horizon, and I recommend you all take a listen to that. And it's pretty cool because they break down all the features of the game as far as the shared world and things like that. Let me see, what else did I like about E3? Man, this was the first E3 where I really got a chance to try a lot of different food. Like, because usually, I'm just staying close to the expo. I go get some things here and there, but I really got to try some food this go round. And yeah, man, it was fun. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, that's no doubt. And that's for me. Basically, it was the same. Like you kind of don't know what to expect. I mean, you're going solo to a whole nother state, and you're about to meet people that you only met online. Yeah, and you know what? And you know what I'm saying? And I was a little reserved when I first got over to 100's crib, right? And so I didn't know if 100 was going to be 100 or if he was going to be, yes, hey, Mecca, how you doing? Oh, shit. This dude's a weirdo, which I'm saying, but that was the
that's one thing you don't have to worry about.
But that was the one thing.
Nobody was like that. So,
yeah, everybody is what you hear on these podcasts, what you talk to on through Xbox, PlayStation, whatever. Everybody was genuine. Everybody is who they are. There was nobody fake. This is us. And that was the most beautiful thing about it. And it made us even more closer, I believe, because of the fact that we, you know what I'm saying, everybody seen this. Like Delilah said, it was kind of weird because you're like, damn, this is, you know what I'm saying, Delilah getting on my ass just like she would on the podcast. It was crazy. Lady getting in my ass. I'm like, oh shit. You know what I'm saying? But it was fun. We were more connected, and this is what makes this even more special at the end of the day, is because is that we all, you know, we jumped on this show today, and we were right back at doing what we always do, man. And that's what shows unity, man. That's something that you might have some podcasts that'll come out and they may sound like they have unity, but then they may be having turmoil behind the scenes. There's none of that bullshit here, because we all talk to one another on a real level, on a personable level. And that was my favorite thing. And just meeting the guy from ID Xbox, to meeting the people that made the controller, that was awesome. To meet Aaron Greenberg, to meet people from Remedy, the meeting developers was like, it was like, so when I saw Remedy out there on the street, like on, you know what I'm saying, like just a minute, and I'm like, oh, what's up? And they came and talked to me and conversed with me, you know. And big shout out to Emily out there from DICE, you know what I'm saying, for hooking a brother up, for letting me sit in the reserve seat out there at the Microsoft Center. Thank you. That was so dope, because I was sitting by some huge YouTuber the other people knew was asking for his autograph and stuff, and I was sitting right next to him over here filming. So like it was crazy. But anyway, man,
I want to mention real quick before you segue, was that like you guys know Ori is my game, like Ori and the Blind Forest, that's my game. And I got to meet the staff that created Ori, and also Gareth Coker, who did the soundtrack. It was interesting because as I was playing the Will of the Wisp, like I was telling him how much I love the game, how much I appreciate the game. I even showed him my tweets, like I'm legit serious about Ori. And then I was like, man, do you guys got Gareth Coker still doing the soundtrack? He's like, yeah, you want to meet him? I was like, yo, like stop playing. Like, you know, it threw me like for a loop. I'm like, I forgot that these people they're like right here. Like it's not like we can't just reach out and talk to them and you know put in feedback. It was so sick. And he was saying how I learned from Gareth Coker, the guy who does the soundtrack, that he plays the game. He's put over 1,000 hours in playing the game, so he makes the music as he plays the game. And so it's kind of, he said the development team gives him full like reign to just give in feedback on like sound elements he want to add to it, just how to shift the mood and things like that. It was really cool. I got a picture with those guys and everything. It was dope. I know that lady was able to get a picture with Aaron. I mean, everybody. It was crazy.
Man, we was in there like swimwear.
Exactly.
It was dope. And I want to give a big shout out to Microsoft for giving me the opportunity to come in and see this in person live. You know what I'm saying? I told you. I said it's very different seeing it live versus watching it on the thing. Yeah. Wow. Like you have to experience it. And then, like I said, all the great people that I met, you know what I'm saying? Big shout out to Megatron. Big shout out to the Iron Lord, man. Talking, you know what I'm saying, to Mad Queen. Big shout out to her, man. Just, you know what I'm saying, so many other people. I hate, like I said, I didn't catch Avers. You know what I'm saying, and you know, from
man, I was talking to Avers. I didn't realize it was Avers when I was talking to him.
Really? Yeah, man.
It was funny because I met him two E3s ago. Like, you know what I mean? I met him previously, but I didn't know that was him. Like, I just didn't know. I didn't connect the dots. And then I remember when Bloody was like, I'm going to go chill out with Avers. I'm like, okay. When I saw who he was, I'm like, man, we chilled out with him like a couple days ago.
Bloody was fanboying over Avers, man. I'm about to go. I said, where's Avers at? He's all mine. He's mine. No, I'm playing. I'm leaving him alone.
Yeah, that was but yeah, it was good. You know, it was cool. Like I said, man, Spire 73 was really cool because, I mean, everybody, the whole Xbox community felt like it was there at the time. I'm talking, you had Iron Lords, you had Tick there. Yeah, you know, everybody. It's like everybody was there. You had Southbound, his crew was there.
Southbound,
Megatron. Megatron was getting everybody drinks. It was hilarious.
Yeah. Dude be hiding behind corners taking pictures like a creeper, but yeah, he's a cool ass dude, man. He's a cool ass dude, man.
Because I mean, we went to the pub. Like that was fun too. Because like, you know, we got to kind of chill out. They had a lot of different, you know, execs there too. It's kind of like an after party kind of deal, and that was fun. He was, you know, you was there, doggone Megan. Like, got drinks and stuff, chilled out. I think G was there
I heard
too.
about that tab, man.
Oh
I heard
man,
about that tab.
Oh yeah, that was
no
at the
joke.
I wish I was there to get me there for the tab.
It was
Man.
like $500.
I was like,
It was
what the-
crazy. Like
Man.
people kept like trying to get, you know, they was buying me drinks and stuff, and I'm like, yo, like I drink, but I don't drink like that. Like I'm not. The thing is, I try everything, but I don't know my drinks like that. So I'm always like, yeah, but I'll take a drink. You know what I mean? But man, they was trying to low key get me drunk. I'm like, look, I'm trying to get out of here safe. I'm traveling. Oh, I'm from Georgia. Like I am far away from home. Last thing I need to be stranded somewhere drunk and don't know where I'm at.
What's that?
I was over there zoning out. Hey, I was zoning out like 100, man. That was like, damn, every day we drink. Me and Living, man, we on the way drinking every goddamn day. I was like, man, what's going on, man? But it
Crazy.
I went back to my room and I was 100 was like, hey man, you can stay here, man. You know what I'm saying? And then Lemon was like, Mega, you don't need to be going nowhere, man. You lit. I said, I'm all right. He said, you lit.
I'm telling you, man, Uber's your friend. Uber is your friend.
Well, I was with Lyft. I should have been getting some of Infamous's hookups because I was $3, man. And man, she really doing her thing, man. But anyway, I was doing Lyft. I said, hey man, hey, can you take me by our place? Because I was going to give me some fat burger, right? And so he's like, man, it's closed. I said, oh damn. I said, I'll stop.
That tripped me out too. Like they closed down early. Like what's going on? Like this LA, y'all should be right.
Yeah. So anyway, man, there's so many stories, man. There's so many cool people, man. You know what I'm saying? Meeting Jazzy Nuke, that was awesome as well. Sharice, you know what I'm saying? Like, damn, it was just so many cool ass people. And then meeting my BGST brother Tim Dog, we sit there hanging out down in them.
Yep.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
I got to eat lunch with them, man. It was cool.
Yeah, man, it was awesome. It was awesome hanging out. So anyway, but that was just the whole experience. Jump Force was fucking dope. Soul Calibur was dope. I got beat by this dude, but you know what I'm saying? I didn't know how to play with a fighting stick. But I called you out, Lawrence. I said, look, I'm finna buy me one, and then it's gonna be on the pop because I was figuring out. I gave a good fight because at first he was with my ass, and I came all the way back and had a chance to win, but then I lost. But it was all good. So then like I said, Jump Force is really dope. I didn't get a chance to play the Division, but I watched a lot of Division. Battlefield 5, I played that game 3 times. That game's that good. Played Unraveled. You know what I'm saying? Forza Horizon 4. My God, like, you can't do this. But anyway, let me just say what was the most disappointing thing for me, and that was because Crackdown 3 was not on the floor. That was not playable. That was the most disappointing. And the fact that Sony seemed like on the floor that they didn't really want to be. Like they had no interest.
That was surprising too.
Yeah, they had no interest because Spider-Man looked fantastic on the floor. That was the only.
They literally had like what 3 games? They had 4 games, and then
4 games,
and then like about 3 VR kiosks, and then they had Spider-Man, Black Ops 4, and what was it? Destiny. The Destiny expansion.
Yeah, and Spider-Man.
And that was it. And then
they had the show.
Yeah, and then they show floor like they had like this large open space with no seats and like a screen with Kojima like talking about his game or whatever, and that's like, man, no seats out here. It looked like they didn't even want to be there, like you said. Like they just like, we're gonna throw this together. It's good enough. We good. You know what I mean? That's how it felt like. They didn't even try. That's what it felt. I mean, previous years was way better for them. Like they had like these little car setups. They had things for you to try. You could you could talk to the developers and things like that. They had things more, set up for gamers. They just was like, they didn't give 2 cents. They just like, man, we trying to be in the show and be out.
Yeah, and I was pissed off about how Kojima kind of treated the rest of the gamers out there because, like I said, all the rest of the developers seemed very approachable. You know what I'm saying? From the people from from Strange Brigade that let us come in there and get the opportunity to play that. I wished I had a chance to play it, but I had to leave. But just like I said, Remedy, all these other developers just to talk to. I talked to the people in Madden. You know what I'm saying? I was giving them advice on certain things. They listened. We were giving back feedback. Man, it was so dope talking to these developers and how I was even talking to the guy that did Unraveled. You know what I'm saying? It was dope. But when Kojima walked in there, that's why I wish G was on here. He tried to take the picture of G. Somebody slapped his hand, and like he said, "Hey, Kojima, man." Kojima didn't even give him. You know what I'm saying? Like he's not talking to nobody. He's the only one walking with security. Like, are you kidding me? Like that's bullshit. But anyway, man.
Oh, that's some death threats, man. You don't know what's going on.
Right?
Yeah.
You
Well, I
don't know
mean,
what he got him through, man. You got some weirdos all up in his inbox, man.
Look, there's weirdos everywhere. If you don't think that the Aaron Greenberg and them, like I just walked up to Aaron and I just said, "Hey, what's going on?" He talked to me and it was cool. You know what I'm saying? And I could have been just
Aaron's
a weirdo
cool like that though.
But he was cool. Like, come on, man. But anyway, like it was just weird walking around in the public like that. You're bringing attention to yourself when you're walking with security. You know what I'm saying? Are you serious? Come on. I don't know. But anyway, let's get on to the.
That's true. I mean, I was able to get a picture with Matt Booty and like.
Did you?
He didn't have any security with him at all. Like, he was just kind of just chilling.
Yeah, I mean, like, just being around your own people, like, you know what I'm saying? These people are, you're trying to present something. Okay, like Delilah, that's like you're trying to sell a product, right? And you come in there and your customers are all around you. And you don't think that people are gonna look at you a certain way when you walk in there with security?
Right.
You see what I'm saying? It's like, I mean, when everybody else is approachable, that's the thing. That was a big problem for me. Like that, I'm like, okay, bro, I know that you big time and you got a lot of love, a lot of fans, but
I've seen that with a couple of Xbox folks. Like I know Major Nelson, he sometimes can be like that, but it just seems like for him it's more fatigue than anything because everybody be trying to get pictures with that dude. Like I leave him alone. When I see him, I get out his way because I don't want to deal with it. Like I don't, because everybody try to, Major Nelson every time. So I just try to get out his way. I speak and I keep it pushing. I don't even want no picture, nothing. Like just keep it going. Like because I understand what that's like. I don't.
Well, I hate that I didn't get a chance to meet Killer Phil and Shannon Loftus, but next time I will. Anyway, so let's get on, man, to the topic. So for real, man, let's just jump right into it, man. Let's talk about State of Decay 2, okay? And let's go straight to it. I'm going to go straight to Infamous on this one, but okay. So as all hell seemed to break loose yesterday, once that there was a report that State of Decay 2 won, that beat out God of War and beat out Detroit. Both games sold really well, got high acclaims. But the question I really want to ask you is, with all the subpar ratings that State of Decay 2 has gotten, you know what I'm saying, from the 68s, the 69s, from all the bashing from the media, the reviews, what does this mean when people still go out and buy and support this game? What is your thoughts about that?
Man, because there's people that's really the fan of the game. See, point blank and period. It don't matter what the score of a game is. The weak motherfuckers is going to be the ones that really care about the scores. And they said they said that the numbers that they sold were double what they originally did with the original State of Decay. And like I said, I said it. I already said it. I said this because I played the event. I touched the game before anybody else touched it. Anybody else? Yep. I did. I went to the event a few months back before the shebang bang, and I've spoken with the developers of the game, and they were really passionate about the project. So I had faith in them. To bring out. Now, mind you, we're not going to sit here and say that State of Decay was a perfect game when it came out. It had bugs, issues, and all that, but it didn't stop people from playing. They made sure the people that was playing, they were like, you know what, this game funny as shit. But it's fun as fuck. Let me save a lot of times. You know what I mean? And for them to be, have a successful game, all props to them. But you know, there's motherfuckers that don't like Xbox. There's motherfuckers that don't like State of Decay, and there's people that are always going to be negative about something that Microsoft produced. It's always going to be that. It's always going to be that. So I'm glad that the game was successful. I'm glad that people took a chance out, and I'm glad that the naysayers can shut the fuck up.
Word, real talk. All right, what about you, Delilah? What does this mean? I mean, because a lot of people harp on these Metacritic scores and about reviews. What does this mean for this game to be number one, to beat out what some would say the game of the generation?
Well, just to be fair, I mean, that game, the game of the generation, like, God of War Autumn came out way before that. So it's pretty sure being a single player game, the game's on the decline. I mean, State of Decay, it had the game before it was really good. It has a following. So to me, it's no surprise. Even with the reviews, I kind of saw this coming because PC gamers, when they like something, they like it. You know what I mean? Regardless of whether, you know what I mean, you say it sucks or whatever. They like something, they like it. People still play No Man's Sky. That should tell you everything you need to know. You know what I mean?
Thanks.
But it's like,
Thanks.
man, I mean, State of Decay is way better than the first game. I think that helps. The gameplay is super addictive. The game is overall just fun. And so because reviewers say it was bad doesn't necessarily mean that gamers aren't going to give it a try for itself. And I think that by having it go to Game Pass helped the game, and by it being on PC also helped the game off rip. So they got them one. I feel like this can only help State of Decay 3 when this start entering into development. You know, now there's going to be a first party studio. It definitely put the game in a completely different light. It's like they were quick and swift about patching the issues with the game. I thought that helped the game. It's just overall fun, and I'm so glad that gamers are speaking louder than the media right now. So,
thank you. That was what I was wanting to hear. What about you, Kaleidoscope? I mean, you know, we hear so much about like how media bias is just a figment into a lot of quote unquote Xbox minds and fanboys' brains. I mean, is there any relevance to this when you see that all the bad reviews come out, but the gamers actually came at the end of the day and have spoken?
Actually, it just goes to show that, you know, gamers know what's a good game. They're not necessarily listening to all the reviewers. And if you think about it, God of War came out the month prior. All right, so everybody knew, at least we knew, that God of War is going to have first week sales is going to be good, second week sales will be good. After that, it's just going to peter off.
Right.
Because most of the people that wanted to get it already got it. It's a single player based game. There's no reason for, you know, for like the mass majority of people, the casuals, to really jump on it that way.
It's like if I watch that game on Twitch or Mixer, do I got a chance? Do I have to go and play it? Probably.
Exactly. And then it's a game also that, even though it does have a cool combo system, you could really mash the buttons though without really knowing what you're doing and still get through the game. I mean, this is not Devil May Cry. All right. You know what I'm saying? So it has that accessibility, but then State of Decay just shows that gamers aren't really listening as much to the media. They're watching people stream. They're watching people on YouTube play the game like, damn, that looks fun. All right. And then they're actually going out and trying it for themselves. And things like Game Pass is also helping people try out these games that they normally wouldn't try. And then if you think about it, MPDs is physical sales. There's no physical copy on PC.
That's true.
All right. That's digital, people. All right. So that's just other funds that Microsoft made on the side. And this game still hit #1. And I knew it was going to beat out Detroit because, come on, let's be honest. It's a glorified Telltale game. All right. And God of War even beat it out. All right. Now, they're not stating the exact numbers, right? We don't know how low the sales were for Detroit. All right. So
they said Detroit sold well. But they said Detroit sold well, and it sold better than expected in Japan. Oh, hold on.
I can imagine.
Let me give a big shout out to Sir X, man. You know, supporting the. He says just supporting the show, man. Appreciate it for the $5, man. Thank you very much. All right, my bad. Go ahead, Kaleidoscope.
All right, so yeah, I mean, I imagine it did pretty good in Japan. Is like I said, the best looking Telltale game out there, besides Until Dawn. I would like to see if they do an Until Dawn too. You know what I'm saying? That actually I think would be dope. You know, at least for Sony to bring that out before the end of the generation. I don't think it would take a lot to do that. But it just goes to show that gamers aren't really listening to the media as much nowadays. It seems like they're listening to more YouTubers and streamers. All right, because there's a lot of games that are being streamed that are getting watched like crazy. All right, and there's so many things that happens in State of Decay because it's emergent gameplay. All right, you played God of War, what? You could play it 10 times. You're still going to go through the same experience each and every time. Not the same with State of Decay.
That's true. So that goes into that. So that goes into that conversation about multiplayer games versus single player games. Now, both are very important. We know that.
Of course.
But we come to the point to where I think in reality, God of War sold what, 5+ million in what, 3 days or something like that? Okay, but yeah, it hit its plateau. It's done pretty much, unless they bundle it just like they did, if you remember,
Horizon and Uncharted.
And then they put them in the bundle, because remember, Uncharted, it sold 2.7 million, and then it just stopped. It didn't sell anything until it got bundled, and then then it came up to be like around 10 million copies sold or whatever. But you know what I'm saying? But when you have a game like State of Decay, Sea of Thieves, multiplayer-driven games, those games got longevity because of the fact that they can keep adding content to these games, and they can still do the same thing with God of War and them. But the fact is just not the same because they got to keep a constant thing going with these multiplayer games. So, what do you think, Lawrence? Is this basically just the fans just sticking it to the media and to all the naysayers about Metacritic scores, or this? You know, what do you think? What do you think?
You know what? It's a mixture of everything that's been said right now, but I definitely agree that multiplayer games, when people don't understand single player games, when you add stuff to it, you have to beat the game already. There's certain criteria you have to meet in order for you to add that extra shit. You know what I'm saying? With multiplayer games like State of Decay, with these sandbox type games, there's more things to do. There's more things that, you know, you may think play something one way, then you watch somebody on stream, they playing it, there's something completely different.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it's a whole nother level of immersion, community. You know what I'm saying? Whereas like single player games, you can talk about you're theorizing, you're stuck with game theories, you're stuck with, you know, well, what if this happened? Versus like with multiplayer games, you find out something that, oh well, I heard I could find out this is what I can do. Oh well, it builds that more of a community base. So yeah, it's more of, you know, it's more of people are listening more towards other gamers, and the media is slowly picking up on it, but they're not picking up on it quick enough. You know what I'm saying? They're not picking up on it quick enough to understand that, hey, gamers want games. Gamers are buying this shit. This is who we're talking to. We're talking to gamers. We're not talking to, you know, somebody, you know, to Mary Sue, who's 50 years old, who's never played a video game in her life. You know what I'm saying? Who likes to watch fucking what's that fucking show? Days of Our Lives. You know what I'm saying? This ain't that type of shit. You know what I'm saying? This is gamers who want to interact. And it's definitely where, in a way, gamers run this shit.
All right. Okay, cool. Triple Cup Chuck, what does this say to you? I mean, what is your impressions about Sea of Thieves actually doing? And to me, it's not about this. It's not about the MPD or the sales numbers. It's just the fact of how this game got bashed, but it still came out to be number one. What is your thoughts about it?
I mean, being honest, I always said I was like 90% multiplayer, 10% single player, because a single player game is a sprint, and with a multiplayer game, it's a marathon. So that first little quick run, there's a sprint, boom. A single player game, that's where we're gonna get all of their sales, because you know as well as I know, most of the people that's not hardcore gamers, when they go up to GameStop, they go purchase a game, they see one for $59.99 or they see one for $55 or $54.99. They're going to grab that 54 one just because they ain't really thinking about who the developers are, who this is, what's going on. They ain't thinking about none of that. The only thing they seeing is, I save $5, I still get to play this game. That's the only thing they seeing. And so when they get their hands on it, that kills our sales from that point on. And if you look at it from like on that perspective, I mean, the initial sales, that's it. But if you got a game that's a multiplayer game that stretches across the board, and this is just, to me, I don't really care about the MPDs, but this is like, for me, it's like the perfect example. Excuse me. But a perfect example as in a game like State of Decay, a small game, but it's a multiplayer game where people can hop in and out. And on top of this being a small game where people can hop in and out, it got long legs because it could keep going and keep going. So once you purchase this game, it's not a game that you're going to say, oh, I beat it, I'm going to return it now. Because, you know, they got a lot of people like me. Once I beat a game one time, I don't have no need for it. I'd have seen the story. If I try to play through it, I don't have that same feeling because I know what's going to happen already. And if I already know, that's the whole purpose of me checking out the story, for seeing what I don't know. So I look at that game, beat it, and it's gone. I don't need it. I give it to one of my cousins or something like, huh, man, you want to play this here? Check this out. It's pretty cool. You know, a game like this. So if I don't purchase on day one, I don't really mind, because once I beat the story, that's it. As long as the story ain't spoiled, it's still a new game to me. But a multiplayer, you got to hop on there on day one, because if you don't, it's like keeping up with the Joneses, because you're going to be behind the curve. So if a person right now, he been playing GTA for the last 5 years, and you want to hop in there and you don't know what's going on, you want to watch the cutscenes, and they trying to skip everything, and they trying to jump to the end. So now you don't know what's going on, what's happening. You just kind of like running along. But with the multiplayer, if you hopped in there from day one, y'all all go through this learning experience together at the same time. So therefore, you will hop on that, and then you got the single player game. They all sell at that first beginning, but after that beginning, everything else is multiplayer because that marathon gonna keep running and keep running. It's gonna be like the Energizer Bunny, just keep going. So that's why I always said that. And anybody that didn't believe me, that's the proof. And I don't care nothing about NPDs unless it's more people that can purchase the game than me, more people I can play against. Multiplayer central. You heard me?
I heard that. Now listen, now check this out. There was something that you said, Chuck, that was absolutely on point, and that was GTA 5. How many? Look, I mean, what is it? Is it up to being the #1 all-time selling game ever? Okay,
it got to be.
It's not the most one. It's right. It's top 10.
No, it's top 3. It's top 2. No. It's top 2. It's whatever's in front of it. I think it's going to latch it. I think
it sold 75 million, over 75 million copies.
It was at 95 million when I last checked. 95 million when I last checked, and that was a couple of months ago. Check it out. The thing of it is the reason why that game sells. It's not because of the single player. It's because of the multiplayer, and that is the testament right there of why. I know that some people may get upset at Phil for saying that, single player games is not as relevant, but EA has said it. Other people in the industry have said the same thing. What PlayStation has done is basically bucked the trend and said, you're wrong. Single player games still has relevance. You just got to make really good ones. Now, the fact of it is that, look, some people didn't like the single player in Halo 5. I get that. Yeah. But I say fuck y'all. But I get it, right? You know what I'm saying? Hashtag save lock. But the fact of it is that people still keep going to Halo and bought Halo because of that fantastic multiplayer. You know what I'm saying? The single player games are very important. Nobody is taking that away. But where all these games are going to make their money off of, and you can just ask Activision with Call of Duty. It's the multiplayer experience. So Livewire, what is your interpretation about State of Decay? Because you were one of the first people to talk about this game, to hype this game. Lady was one of the first people I know to go and play this game before anybody. You know what I'm saying? But you were the very first people to actually get my interest on this game. So what do you think about this game actually hitting this milestone? Oh, shit.
Who's that? Who's asking?
Livewire.
Livewires.
Yeah, he's probably Company Vodka.
Changing the diapers.
Changing the diapers. You know, I set that up perfectly.
Yeah, you did.
Nice
segue and everything. It was awesome.
Man, damn, I'm getting better at this. But anyway, okay, let's just move on. Hold on, let me just say this. Let me just try to echo. This is what's going on, right? I like the game a lot.
Hey, you're doing a terrible job, by the way, man.
What'd you say?
So you're doing a terrible job, by the way.
I am. I can't do a live wire. I can't do a live wire.
0 out of 10. Never.
Man, you gotta at least give me a 1.
0 out of 10.
You gotta give me a 1 out of 10. Shit. Anyway. All right. Well.
I'll give you a 0.5. Okay, is that better?
No, 1.5, and then I'll take the 1.5.
It wasn't even a 1. I agree.
I'll take the 1.5. You know what? You've been talking too damn much today. Shut up.
Yeah, you're going negative, man. Negative on the KD tonight, bro.
You going
negative on the KD.
Hey, she's got to the dark side ever since I met her, man. She sit there and
yeah, no, that's not true. I've been the same.
Anyway, all right, no. So let's jump on to something else, to another topic, right? Okay, and that is Crackdown 3. We were talking about Crackdown 3 earlier, and Days Gone. Days Gone and Crackdown 3 have been in a lot of, well, not so much Days Gone until here recently, but they've been going through a lot of scrutiny. You know what I'm saying? Definitely Crackdown 3. So now the question that I got, because of it was not a rumor, the person that first made and produced Crackdown has left. They stepped down. Is it time to worry? Is it time to panic for Crackdown 3 and for Days Gone? Because there was actually some media people going out from GameSpot saying, hey, look, if this game came out now, this game would be one of the worst games that PlayStation has made this generation. This game needs a lot of work, a lot of polish. So the question I'm going to ask you, and I'm going to go to you, Chuck, first. Should we start to be worried about Crackdown 3 because of the departure of some of the creators of the game that left? and because of Days Gone having, having this problem.
I have a quick question though. Did they leave after the E3 showing or before?
No, they left somewhere here just, I guess, not too long ago. For the reason why they left, they went to Epic Games.
They got acquired.
Yeah, they got acquired by Epic Games, and the engine, which makes a lot of sense of why this game is getting delayed. But the engine that they were using for the destruction, it was Cloud engine, whatever.
In January, they got acquired in January.
They got acquired by Epic, so they left and went to Epic. Because, the dude, he's into some kind of sports stuff or whatever. He's into gaming sports. And so he wanted to do that. And so basically they just left. Now, they caused a lot of disdain and panic. I mean, you have some YouTubers out there saying, they just left because they didn't like what Crackdown was looking like, but that wasn't the case. But the game has been delayed. We first seen this game in 2014. You know what I'm saying? Days Gone, we seen that, and from the very first time that we seen Days Gone, it had hiccups. If you remember all the choppiness of when all the zombies came in, then it looked like it was going to be pretty cool when they showed it last year, but now the game has gotten delayed. You haven't seen anything. It wasn't on the E3 floor at all. This game is getting a lot of bad press here lately.
Did you like the trailer they showed in the presser? In the briefing?
No.
You didn't like it?
I'm not impressed with Days Gone. I'm just
not Days Gone. I was talking about Crackdown. I thought you were talking about Crackdown.
I'm just talking about both of them. Oh yeah, no, I think Crackdown looks good. It looks a lot better. I think that they put a lot of polish on it. The graphics looks more polished. I think that me personally, deep down, think the game is going to be all right. But I want to get your take on it because there's people that's thinking like, oh, you know what? That cloud engine stuff that Microsoft was touting, the people who started it, they left and went to Epic. So what is Microsoft going to do? Is it going to still have the same destruction? What are we going to get with this game? Are they going to be more focused on the single player aspect because they got Terry Crews? That's the thing I'm saying. Should we start to worry about either one of these games? So I'm going to go to you, Chuck.
And Chuck's
I'm here.
All right, go ahead then.
All right, check this out. This is what I think about that. First of all, y'all know they gotta bring out Crackdown, so everybody need to go on saying don't put their panties in a bunch because it will come out. I mean, they'll have no other choice pretty much. Could that be the worst PR thing ever? So they gonna even if it's not the best game in the world, it's gonna come out. But what I was thinking was this another perfect example. Okay, Fallout, Doom. That's how you bring out a game. You show the game, you drop the game. People want to purchase the game, they're going to buy the game. You don't got to do this 3 and 4 year thing. People, that's too much. People say, we want something to talk about. But if you let the circle tighten up, then the constant flow going to still be the exact same if you were saying 3 years out. We just got to go into that little circle of tightening it up. That way, the same 3 years out that we were seeing it, we'll just be seeing it within a year. You know what I'm saying? Or at least 18 months. You know what I'm saying? So when they do a game, you see it. If it's a big game like Halo, Gears of War, we know it's coming out. They want to give us a tease, you know what I'm saying? I can expect that 3 years, you know what I'm saying? That's cool. I can see that for, you know what I'm saying, for the 3 years, because that's what they do. But when it's a game that, like let's say Splinter Cell, if they would say Splinter Cell, you know what I'm saying, at E3, and it coming out in October, everybody who wanted that game, I bet you they would have bought it. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. So that's how I like to see games, you know what I'm saying, when it be announced. And give me a little time, let me stay hyped right then and there, talk about it, be hyped about it, and then when it come out, when I want to play it, boom, I can play it right then and there. I don't want to sit there because when I talk about it for a long period of time, like games like Crackdown 3, my whole thing was starting to kill me about this game is by the time it do come out, I'd feel like I'd have played it because I'd have talked about it and seen it so much repetitive about it. So, you know what I'm saying? Even though the game is starting to look better, I got geared to him when I seen Terry Crews, and he sell the shit out of a game. I got geared to him. That boy, that's something serious. When he was on there, boom, and bam. My girlfriend was looking like, man, I want to play that. I'm like, why? I don't know. He just got me into it. You know what I'm saying? Just simple stuff like that. Like, okay, yeah, he's selling. He is the market genius. Hey, whatever he doing, you know what I'm saying? He need to keep that up because he just stamped Crackdown as himself. You know what I'm saying? So they gonna come out with this game here. They got him behind it, and they going back into but see with the power of the cloud, that's iffy now because you know what I'm saying. I'm gonna call him Matt B. You know what I'm saying? That's just you know what I'm saying better for me. But by him taking over what Phil used to be, so I don't know if he gonna have the same direction as Spearhead, and then still try to go with the power of the cloud and do the whole, 100% constructability, or is he gonna tone it down?
He has said direction. He did state that the game still will still be using the cloud engine, but he didn't go into specifics about how much of the destructibility, and that little indication right there got people nervous.
Right, that's loopholes. Them the same loopholes. See, first thing, all he had to do is not say nothing. Sometimes it's best to just not say nothing at all. If he wouldn't have said nothing, that wouldn't have gave a person say, "Oh, he said this here." But if he wouldn't have said nothing, right now your perspective would still say, "Well, I don't know if it's gonna be 100%." But last thing I know was they said it's gonna be 100%. Now if they come out and change it in the later note, they need to do that way before the game come out. That way the shit show can begin. By the time the game get really ready to release, it wouldn't be too bad. And then the time frame they picked out, what got me kind of iffy. If that's true, they trying to drop it around games. They mean they trying not drown it, but they trying to put it in an area where it won't get too much negative press. What Microsoft trying to do, it might just be like, Microsoft got another exclusive in Game Pass. You know what I'm saying? They might get that off and not try to hype up how big Crackdown is, like it's the next Halo or Gears of War, or even Forza.
Well, okay, but let me just say this though. Let me ask you this question now before I go to somebody else. Go ahead, go to the line.
No, I was gonna say, like for me, I look at it a little bit different than everybody else. There's no panic when it comes to this game for me because this game has changed developers like twice throughout its development. So I look at the fact that Reagent Games, that of course the original creator was there, but they were mostly focused on the CryOgen technology, and Epic bought that technology in order to put it into the Unreal Engine. So I look at it like that technology is possibly still there. It's just that guy specifically, his team.
Well, remember Microsoft did acquire their own cloud engine themselves. I can't remember the actual name of it.
But see, like I said, I feel like that game, because it had a different release date, it was ready to go. I firmly believe that game was ready to go, but they wanted to let it, marinate a little bit more, make the game a little bit better. I think that game is already ready to go. They will release it this fall, but they don't want it to be in a crowded release window. I just think they being really,
it's going to Thanos everything. I
think they being real particular right now because of the way the media treated it the last time they showed it. So I think that's why they didn't show it on the show floor. I would have loved to have gotten some hands-on time with the game. When I played it, the previous E3, I enjoyed it. I thought it was fun. It felt like Crackdown. It felt like a Crackdown 1 with a bunch of flashiness and pizzazz on top of it, and that for me was good enough because it is a sequel. Like it's not like it's supposed to be something super brand new. It's supposed to be Crackdown. So I never understood the negativity or the backlash it got. I did see a lot of the jank that people was talking about, but the game is still in development. Every game goes through that. Every game has to have a polishing phase. You have to iron out kinks and buggy parts and things like that. So for people to just sit back and highlight that, I think it's been completely unfair on the game because what I played, I enjoyed. And so I can't wait for it to release. And I think people harp on these little things so much, like because of the original creator. I think he's been off the game. I think it's been a whole year that he didn't touch the game. I think, like I said, I think the game was ready when it was supposed to release the last time. And it's just the remnants of that. People are just now catching on to the story because of the Epic acquisition. So,
right. No, you make perfect sense. Lady, what do you think about this? I mean, is it concerning to you? And I know we're just talking about Crackdown, but what about Days Gone as well? I mean, do you think that both games are having some woes, or are you more nervous about one game over the other, or everything is going to be fine with both games? Where are you at, Lady?
I'm going to be 100 with you. I don't care about neither of those games.
Jesus! Mercy!
When I played Crackdown 3, previous E3, it was not one of the games that I enjoyed. Now, again, if you down with Crackdown, by all means, you guys deserve the best product y'all can get, if you're a fan of that game. Also with Days Gone. Days Gone this is not even a prequel or a sequel, or it's a fresh original IP. Yeah. It's a new IP.
Right.
This is what I've been doing this for a couple of years, like reviewing games, checking out games, being a content creator. I'm gonna give these people 2 years. If you don't show me no fire within 2 E3s, it ain't gonna be on my radar. what I saw from Days Gone last year was better than what I saw this year.
Yeah, that's the weird part.
You know what I mean? And with Crackdown, even though Crackdown looked better this year than last year, I'm not the biggest. When Crackdown 3 came out, I'm like, where was I at when 2 and 1 showed up? You know what I mean?
Oh, snap. Yeah.
So, and I know people put money, like people who enjoy Crackdown put actual money to get this game made. So it better come out. Like Delilah said, the reason why they probably didn't release it is because of the conflict of the other games. Because when September hit, all through December,
yes,
games
it's
after
a wrap.
game. It's a wrap. Crackdown can't compete.
Thanos snap.
Can't compete with Battlefield 5. Cannot compete with Call of Duty. Sure enough, cannot compete with Red Dead 2 or Fallout 76. So, like I said, for the people who enjoy Crackdown, the people who want to get Days Gone, if you want to be patient and, you know, do your thing, wait for the game to come out and hope and pray it comes out in the way that you want it to be. But personally, me, Lady Infamous 415, I'm not spending my money on Crackdown, and I'm not spending my money on Days Gone. My attention span is short.
Damn. But you know what? And that was the one thing that Chuck said, and now what Infamous said that makes a lot of sense. And so, Kaleida, I'm going to ask you the same thing, but I just want to touch on it. Isn't what Phil's direction has what he's been trying to do by not showing games too early? But Crackdown's been shown probably the longest out of any of these games that he's been trying to show this generation. Doesn't that hurt Crackdown 3?
They thought it was ready. I'm just saying. Whatever.
Well, no. I'm asking questions, Delilah. I'm just asking. I want to get opinions.
I mean, people fatigue before they play it. That's honestly, God, that's what's gonna happen to that game. But the saving grace of this game is gonna be in Game Pass. So, people in Game Pass, you know, say, "Oh, Crackdown in here," they gonna try it out. I mean, why not? If I got Game Pass around that time, I'm gonna try it, regardless if I was thinking about buying it or not. I mean, it's on that level where you know what I'm saying. So it's a win regardless in Game Pass for Microsoft, and that's where they trying to fluff that up anyway. So. I mean, if it's anything that they do outside of that, you know what I'm saying, that's the icing on the cake. Same thing with State of Decay. All this stuff that's going on with that, that's why they signed them. You know what I'm saying? People don't realize, you know what I'm saying, that's why they making a part 3, same game. Make it bigger, make it better. Put some real Walking Dead shit in there. You know what I'm saying? Give some cutscenes. You know, they want to go all out. So when the next one come out, State of Decay, it's going to be diamond. You know what I'm saying? Then they putting together a quadruple A studio. Man, let's bring it. I'm ready to see them on games like that.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and hey, one thing I want to say, what I realized, PlayStation E3. Now this is a jab. PlayStation E3, they say was better than Microsoft E3, or Microsoft E3 was better than PlayStation.
Who lied to you? Who lied to you and told you that?
Hey,
wait, let him finish. Let him finish.
Check this out. The Xbox press conference was showing games for the Xbox One, Xbox One X, the most popular console, right? But with the PlayStation conference, most of their games they were showing y'all PlayStation 5. So with PlayStation 5 games they were showing against Xbox X games. I'm ready for next generation. Let's get it.
Oh shit. Okay. All right. Jab taken. Kaleidoscope. Days Gone. Crackdown 3. Are you worried?
All right. As far as Days Gone, yes, I'm worried about Days Gone. All right, because I think Delilah pointed it out, or either lady earlier, that what they showed last year was more impressive. But then if we come to think about it, what they probably showed last year was the vision that they was going for the game, right? With all those zombies coming at you and everything. But once they try to implement that into gameplay and they started running into all this major lag and all these major frame rate issues, they had to take it back to the shop, all right? That's why it got delayed. I even said this a while back on this podcast and whatnot. They had to go back to the lab, yo. What they showed this year was running slow as hell. Wasn't that impressive, all right? Not compared to what they showed last year, all right? But I understand, you know, Sony tends to do that a lot of times. They tend to show their tech demos on stage and not actual gameplay, all right? Because we've seen it before with Killzone 2 or Killzone 3. It's like, oh, that's the actual graphics. No, that's not, bro. That's some CGI rendered shit. That's not the actual gameplay.
High-end PC.
Right? You know what I'm saying? You know, there's all them NPCs running around. Yo, I was amazed last year when I saw that. I was like, wow, they got a game with that many NPCs on screen? wow, that'll be the first PlayStation game this generation with that many NPCs on screen, published by Sony. But it seems like that's one of the reasons it got delayed. So I'm a little worried. But either way, I'm thinking they'll probably scale it down, and it'll probably still be more of a story-driven game. So besides that, I'm on a wait-and-see attitude. But my hopes aren't that high that they're going to live up to the video that they presented last year. That, I know that's not going to happen for sure. And as far as Crackdown, nah, I ain't worried. I agree with everybody else on the panel, yo. They already had the game done. That shit could have came out this holiday season, but they didn't want to go up against the big guns, the big dogs. So what they doing is waiting for early next year, all right? You know, everybody would have gotten their income tax returns or whatnot, and everybody will have a little strap and whatnot in order to get this game. And Game Pass, I'm sure Game Pass will help it out a little bit, but I'm still thinking it'll still hit #1 on the MPDs for that month. Just for the simple fact, like a State of Decay, even though it's on Game Pass things don't count for sales. You know what I'm saying? It's physical, and State of Decay still hit #1. As a matter of fact, a couple of months back, Sea of Thieves hit #1. All right, so I'm actually very excited for Crackdown 3. The gameplay looks awesome. Terry Crews does know how to sell a game. I even like that rubber ducky gun that he kept using on dudes. Like, come on, mother duckers. I was like, all right, that's what's up, man. That had me lit, yo. And then I saw the way the vehicle was changing from a car and running up the side of a building. I was like, yo, Ghost Rider. Oh, shit. Then he turned into a tank and came down and started shooting. I was like, what? I was like, yo, I'm there day one. I'm diving. Just like Chuck says.
I'm diving in. Okay, let me make a point to
check him out.
JD Gamer. He said he was thinking I was talking about the development time. He said Crackdown 3 is the longest development game. I wasn't talking about the development. I was talking about what was being presented at E3. Crackdown is one of the longest presented games at E3. So
I beg to disagree. I would actually say it's what's the one with the possum? Was it The Last Guardian?
Oh, what I'm talking about for Xbox and just for the. Well, yeah. Well, never mind. Let me take that back.
You said game with the longest development time, so I'm figuring it's that one.
I'm not talking about the development time. I was talking about being shown at a conference. We've seen this game. We've seen Crackdown since 2014.
Then when was Detroit first shown off?
2016.
No. Detroit was showing off like in 2013, 2014.
Are you serious?
They first showed the tech demo. Yep, he has all the fucking info on that, bro.
Really? Okay. I remember it was 20. I thought it was 2016. But
it was the end of last generation, and Detroit just came out when?
That was in like 2012 when I think I seen it.
Right, it was like that shit was a few years back, right? And Crackdown 3, as far as I know, wasn't shown last generation.
Right. Well, that's that right there. So then I have to bow down to the panel. You know what I'm saying? I was wrong.
It was actually 2011. The thing about it, it wasn't the one that on 2013. That's the one with the Xbox and the PlayStation came out. It was the one the year before that one.
Oh yeah, because they were talking about the new game that they was working on. And they showed a tech demo of a girl's face and everything. Remember the robot? She changed eventually, though. But they were showing
you know what? You're absolutely
remember that, right?
Because I remember I was saying, damn, when graphics get like that, I can't wait for the next generation.
That was Detroit, bro. Shit. That's what became Detroit.
It was just her face, and then the robot. Yeah, that's right.
And if you think about it, the game that they launched with. It's not like I had a whole bunch of gameplay, bro. It's a glorified Telltale game, bro. I understand Crackdown because they're implementing new technology. You know what I'm saying? You know, they're using the cloud gen. You know what I'm saying? In order to get the stuff working with the cloud, the full destructibility of an entire city. You know, they're doing a lot of things as far as gameplay and innovation and gaming. What did this game do? A glorified Telltale game, and it took them this long to come out with it? Come on, bro.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. I forgot about that because I was hyped about it. You know what I'm saying? Then, like, hey, man, what game is that going to be? Because I was like, damn, the graphics look stupid.
Yeah, because I remember seeing her face on screen. I was like, damn, this shit looks sick.
I mean, but the same way we see that new tech demo, they got the one where they saying this was next generation going to look for the new mocap. And they were showing the Asian woman.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's pretty much the same thing. They're going
the ray tracing. Yep.
Yeah, ray tracing, exactly.
Yeah, that's going to be definitely next gen. I know that there's going to be some implementation of ray tracing into certain games that's coming out at the end, but I think that's going to be more for the third party. But for what Xbox is going to start doing for their first party games, I can't wait. That's going to be stupid. But anyway, we'll get into that later on. I still got to go to you, Lawrence. Are you worried about either one of these games, or they both day one for you?
Crackdown would be. I'm not really worried about Days. The other one, Crackdown would
Days
be.
Gone?
Yeah, Days Gone. Yeah, that's gone. See what I did there?
Oh my goodness!
No, not happening. Crackdown is a little bit more interesting for me, mainly because of the Terry Crews thing. But I'm not necessarily worried about it. I'm just more on the wait and see mode. We're gonna see what's gonna happen. I put it down like this, and I'm gonna make it real short and sweet. I'd rather have a polished game versus a fucked up one. That's simple.
Mm-hmm.
I'd rather have a polished game that's gonna be, it may take some long time, but at the end of the day, it's gonna do what needs to be done. You know what I'm saying? Versus a game, and we've played several games that just needed to be, put back in the oven a little bit.
Yeah.
So I'd rather have that. So I'm just gonna wait and see what Crackdown 3 is gonna be. That's it.
Yeah.
Told you so.
Cool. Oh, that was real quick. That was real quick. So okay, all right, yeah. So yeah, it's one of those things. Like, to me, I'm only worried for the fact because of the anticipation of Crackdown 3. And it's going to lose it's lost its hype. It's lost its luster with a lot of people because it's been shown, it's been talked about to death. And the only thing that I'm worried about is the advertising. I do not want this game to turn into Quantum Break 2. Even though Delilah and others was Quantum Break 2 seemed to have sold pretty good, better than expected. But what killed Quantum Break overall from being a juggernaut to me was the fact that they didn't advertise that game whatsoever, and they delayed it. And then it's like Chuck said, I feel like I've already played this game already because I've seen it so many times, or I've talked about it so many times. And that's the thing with Crackdown 3 is that I'm worried about. Days Gone so much. I mean, look, you know what I'm saying? PlayStation fans, the diehards are going to be they're going to fanboy out. They're going to say how great it is, regardless if it's trash or not. But to me,
I don't know. I look at it different.
I do. Go ahead.
I'm going to say that I don't feel like I've seen a lot, even though Crackdown has been, they've showed it for a few E3s now. Like, I feel like I haven't seen a lot on that game. They've talked about
I want
it.
to see more.
Like for real, like they have talked about it. They showed some things here and there, but they really haven't spoiled the game. Like when you think about it, the grand scheme of it, we don't really know what's going on in regards to story. Like, things like that. They haven't really spoiled the game. So I think
they're basically doing an Infinity War trailer, like they did with Marvel. You see, they show you a few things, but you don't know enough.
Yeah, but I just feel like it still has some mystery to it, and I think that's going to be the hook for that game. Maybe that's part of the reason why they didn't want to put it on the show floor. I do think that's the only red flag I can see. I mean, maybe I'm a little bit more patient. I'm glad it went back into the lab, but the only red flag I can see is the fact that they didn't have it on the show floor for everybody to kind of nitpick at. Because I think that's they have at this point they're avoiding what the media backlash. Like they did last time. We all remember the videos that was placed on YouTube regarding Crackdown. So I think that's probably the only deciding factor. Phil probably was like, man, you know what? We can put the game out there, but let's not do that because we know what happened last time. They was right before they delayed that game that last time, they were showing it everywhere. Like they had it at Gamescom, they had it at the little Microsoft event thing they were doing. People were trying out, even people that don't even play games were trying to play that game. So it was like they were really trying to show and advertise the game, and for it to get that kind of backlash, to me, I think this is just a PR move at this point. It's the game, I think, is done, and I think it's been done. I just think this is just all PR at this point. But.
Well, look, now I know that it may make it sound like that I'm trying to seem like I'm worried about the game. I'm not. It's still one of my most.
I don't understand why everybody else is worried either. Like I think this is a shadow delay. Like people are like, oh, the game delayed. Oh, I should be worried. Oh, it's gonna suck. Oh God, And I feel like this is a shadow delay. It's not like a delay because the game's not.
What's the thing that people keep talking about? How come they don't show off the multiplayer? How come they ain't showing the multiplayer? And the thing is that the thing that'll like burn me the most though, that the people that normally tell me that don't own Xboxes.
They don't even
I was like, do you have an Xbox?
Facts. That's it.
Like, do you own an Xbox? No. Then why is you worried about it?
They don't have any interest in the game at all. They just want to have a talking point. They just want to throw some shade. That's all it is. They just want to throw shade and nitpick at certain things, and stick to their talking points about mediocre games on Microsoft first party. They just want to find something to say, and so for those people, I just leave them alone, let them say what they say, and just go about my business. But
yeah, no, I mean you're right. That's the whole thing. I'm not worried per se. It's just that I'm just trying for the people out there that's been saying, look, for the people out there that's been saying the same rhetoric that's been spewed at them, and they're starting to believe it. I'm trying to give them a different perspective to think about, other than just the same norm. That's why.
Now, to be fair, Days Gone to me, I would be worried because of the fact that it seemed like, how with this trailer with Crackdown 3, you could see progression. You could see that it got better. Well, with Days Gone, the exact opposite has happened. So it's like, I would be a tad bit worried. Not a lot worried because I understand game development, but just a tad worried.
Okay, all right.
Hey, so Delilah, you saying he got what it is, Joe Button? I think that's who his name is. The dude that was old and got young.
Right.
Benjamin Button. Benjamin Button.
Yeah. He said Joe Button.
Joe Button is the rapper. Yeah, like damn. I'm like,
I know some type of Button.
Yeah, Benjamin Button.
Button. Anyway, all right, man. Let's get on to the topic of the day of the night, and that is what's been going on here with Sony in regards to Sony and crossplay.
Oh Lord.
Hey man, this is that fire, man. Look, okay, this has been a pretty crazy week for Sony. Something that I have not seen none this generation. There's been a lot of slip ups going on, and for the first time. I mean, there might have been times where there's been fans that's been a little objective, but I mean, this is coming out, and people are coming out in droves of being so objective about Sony locking down the account and not trying to have crossplay after seeing Microsoft and Nintendo, which Nintendo threw some shade at Sony, which was pretty amazing to me. So, like, let me just go ahead and jump to you, Lawrence. What did you think about this? Like, I mean, is Sony putting themselves in a dilemma because of the whole crossplay thing? Because it seems like, regardless of what some fans may say, this is a big deal. People want crossplay.
It is, and you're right. I honestly, people don't need to understand that crossplay is a feature of gaming right now at this point. If you can't, as a company, understand that people want to be able to play with people across whatever platform, you're stupid as a company. Like, honestly, I honestly think that. And the fact that this is almost, the shade is almost as entertaining as Wendy's throwing their little shade at their little burger companies. You know what I'm saying? I think this is good. I think this is funny. But if Sony doesn't lock down on it, for whatever reason, they lock people out of their accounts because of it. And I've heard a couple of people actually talk about it. I think Neo was one of the ones, the video game her talked about that. People don't want to do that. And that's something, if you keep doing that, that's going to turn people off from your system. And you know what I'm saying? That's going to turn people off from wanting to buy the most powerful system ever, quote unquote type shit. Like, and people are going to want to go to other places because, believe it or not, okay, Fortnite's selling. You know what I'm saying? Fortnite is the thing right now. And your ability to be able to play with other people is the thing. We've all talked about it. You know what I'm saying? It's like, okay, we've all talked about that. You know, somebody may be the best on PlayStation, but we want to see who the best really is, especially when it comes down to these games. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? It's cool to be the best on the Nintendo Switch. You know what I'm saying? On Fortnite. But how can you stack up against the PC players? So that's where the real skill lies. And if a company doesn't understand that part, I feel, then you're shooting yourself in the foot. That's the way I see it.
No, I totally agree with that. What about you, Infamous? What is the? I mean, is Sony shooting themselves in the foot? Like, I mean, I think that when they came out with this Fortnite bundle, PlayStation bundle. I guess they thought that would alleviate fans from stop tripping, but it actually caused more of a backlash. What the hell is going on with Sony right now?
Sony fucking up. They really fucking up. I own a PlayStation, so I can say what I need to say about this.
Say it then. Say it. Goddamn it. Say it.
I got my offer plate this time, so go ahead.
Okay. How you gonna add money on a bundle with a free game? How you gonna add money on a bundle with a game?
Hold on. Wait. Wow. Wait. Hold on. No, see. I know that I heard you completely wrong. So you know what? We're gonna be quiet and we're gonna let you repeat that again. Say that again, Infamous.
How you gonna bundle a game that's free? How you gonna add?
What? Shut the hell up! No, one more time for the
how you gonna bundle a game when the game is originally free?
Oh, nobody shit! Flames with it.
No, nobody pays the base game. I got a homegirl who bought the game and she bought it for the base game, but nobody plays the base game. Everybody playing the free mode game.
That's facts. That's facts.
V-Bucks, 500 V-Bucks, ain't that $5-7 American dollars? But you're gonna probably charge maybe $50 more.
Wow.
How much the bundle?
Wait a minute, but they're giving you the original Fortnite for free or the free one?
Well, if the original Fortnite is the base game, but it comes with the free game. So you're manipulating the fact that, okay, all right, people love Fortnite so much, we're gonna bundle this shit.
The base game is like $30. The base game is $30.
But nobody.
And how much you signed in the bundle for?
I need to the bundle more than what it's supposed to be. I know that.
Hold on, I'm gonna look it up right now. Go ahead, keep talking.
500 V-Bucks, which is in the game, in-game currency, pretty much.
Yeah, can someone give me a price check on that bundle?
I'm looking.
I'm looking right now.
Hey, somebody, so I got it on.
Hey, ain't the base game supposed to be going free sometime this year anyway?
Yeah.
Oh shit! Hey, don't do that.
Yeah, they gotta put it free, bro.
What is it? A PlayStation Pro or a PlayStation regular?
It's a PlayStation regular. Hold on.
Regular.
Oh.
It's the vanilla. It's the vanilla.
They probably charging $350 for that shit.
Wow.
And they offering PlayStation 4 bundle.
That's a money. That's a cash grab if that's true.
Controller.
Yeah, it is. Now you making me want to look now. Hold on, I'm gonna look this shit up real quick.
Hold on,
you got me curious, lady.
Go ahead, Infamous. Keep going.
Okay.
They selling Fortnite right now for $80, huh? What's this?
Hell no.
What $80 for what?
Facts. I don't know. I don't know what they charging it for.
Damn.
Okay.
So,
Everybody got quiet.
I'm just letting you know that's like some real dumb shit. But I'm a grown ass adult. I peep shit. See, this is the thing. Just because I do what I do and how I do it does not mean that I don't peep game. I peep game with Black Ops and I'm peeping game with Fortnite. You're not to player pimp me to buy a Fortnite bundle when I got the game right now on PlayStation for free. When I got the game on Xbox for free. That's a sucker move for like, hey mom, hey dad, I really like Fortnite. Let me get this bundle.
That's marketing right there, boy. Woo.
They mark Sony marketing
like
game
off of Boondocks right now.
So
it won't show a price. It won't show a price anywhere. People in the chat, please, if you can, let me know a price because I think
I'm looking. I cannot find a price.
The regular PlayStation 4, I think is like $250.
So they probably want 3 and some change.
Yeah,
$250.
Hey, do it come with like a custom controller or something like that to glorify?
No, if you want, I see on eBay. If you want to customize your controller, it's like $15.99. Or if you want, you know what I'm saying. So like, it's the same black PlayStation. You know what I'm saying? It's not colorful. It's not like the Minecraft Xbox that came out.
It ain't like a pub bundle. It ain't like a Minecraft bundle. This is a free fucking game. A free game for some V-Bucks. If I really want it that bad, I'll just buy the V-Bucks and not buy the bundle.
God.
But like I said, I peeps everything. Just because I do what I do and I does what I does, don't mean I'll be peeping shit out. This shit is hilarious. This shit is stupid. Whoever decided this idea, they should be fired. It's like gaming companies are really trying to insult people, me with that. Yeah. Not me. They gonna get the money. They gonna get some sucker be like, let me buy this $300 bundle with some. You know, you can't buy shit with 500 V-Bucks on Fortnite.
Yeah, you can't get nothing with that.
You can't get shit.
Oh shit! Hey, but Predator said, but you get a free skin. Okay, Mega. Hey, man, look.
You get a
I
skin.
don't give two fucks about no skins. That's only good for PlayStation.
Man.
I don't care about no skins. I don't care about no skins. I ain't spending no money on that. And let me find somebody who bought money on a Fortnite bundle. You gonna get clowned.
Oh no! Hey man, you better hide your receipts. You better not have bought that Fortnite bundle.
Don't show no picture on Twitter talking about. Oh, y'all, guess what I got? I got the
we up here. Hey, what they say? We up in here. We in here.
Hey guys, I just read. They still don't. They're not showing the price anywhere as well. Because I've been checking.
The price, yeah.
But there was something on IGN that I just read, which is tripping me out. Though they said the biggest point of conversation, however, is the aforementioned controversy over PlayStation 4 players not being able to experience crossplay with players on other platforms or carry over their accounts to those platforms.
Right.
Sony issued what amounted to a non-response to the matter, while a former executive, claimed the move was motivated entirely by money.
Of course it is.
Yes. Look, the one thing, you know what I'm saying? Look, this is what the proponents or the supporters of PlayStation on this regard would say. They would say, well, Xbox didn't bring this when the 360 was in charge, but yet I thought
Xbox ain't stupid. Xbox ain't gonna do no shit like, oh, we're gonna put a bundle with the free game. Come on, man.
The game is already free.
No. What they're saying is that Xbox, the 360 didn't want to do cross-play because they were in charge. But on the flip side, they'll say PlayStation outsold the 360. Okay, so which one is it? Right.
They're trying to capitalize on the Fortnite name. That's it.
That's the dumbest shit. That bundle is the dumbest shit I heard all day.
Exactly. That's what
it's a multi-plat. So again, like, it's a lot of hypocrisy going on. There's damage control.
I found the price. How much? It's 300 euros, 290 US.
That's 325, 330 with tax.
No, $290. Yeah, there's like 325 with the tax. Yep.
Ooh, $325 for a free skin and for the $30 version of Fortnite. Okay,
I can keep that shit.
Man, look, that's a lot of. The one thing about it. So let me go to you, Chuck, because I know that you're going to have some clever.
So they charging you $10 for those V-Bucks. They charging you the V-Bucks and the skin, bro. The game Fortnite only costs us $30. If the PS4 is only $250 and they charging $290, come on, bro. They get the extra $10 on top of that, bro. They charging you the V-Bucks and the skin. And the game.
And you're not even getting a custom console. The console's still going to look the damn same. You
it's
got
the vanilla one.
Box. Okay, so he explain this to me, man. Like, what is this? Is Sony putting themselves in a bad spot right now because crossplay between Nintendo and Xbox is already in full effect. So they're already doing it with Minecraft, and they're also doing it with now Fortnite. What PlayStation going to do about this? Can they change? Will they bend?
All right, check this out. First, I want to say anybody that purchased the Fortnite PlayStation, that's on your body. Do your thing.
It's just voodoo shit. Hey man, what the fuck is that, man?
Yo, don't be a fool. Literally, people, do not be a fool. Do not buy that bundle. The game is gonna be free like a month or so after the fact.
Yeah, but
that should be crazy.
I don't think a casual could not figure that shit out. I mean, that's crazy. But but what PlayStation don't, they finally starting to get hit because all the stuff they've been you were swinging at them with, they was dodging. The media was ignoring them. The media was ignoring them. Like like with the whole thing, they trying to buy Let's Play. That was one. You know how huge that was, and media just swept it under the rug. Like they really didn't care. Like, oh, there's Sony. They thinking they can get away with anything. So of course they gonna push. See, right now they finally getting backlash from the media about the stuff that they doing. So that's why they getting hit. They ain't used to getting no. That's like somebody that's a boxer. Yeah, I've been playing a lot of boxing, so you might get a lot of boxing references. You know what I'm saying? A boxer, he'll knock out all this. Boom, everybody get in the ring with him. He knock him out. Then they got this one person. He dodges licks. He dodges this. Now he don't know what to do. Now he getting hit with punches back, and he don't know how to take a punch. That's Sony right now. They don't know how to take a punch. So what they doing is all this stuff that's going on. Sony been doing it. It just being brought to the like. The media is starting to flip flop, but everybody pretty much know the story behind itself. But my whole thing is, I really want to see Sony shake back, and you know what I'm saying, stand up strong and come back and stop doing this dumb stuff because y'all not getting away with it no more. So y'all need to clean up y'all act, because what I want to see with the PlayStation 5 and the Scarlet, when those two systems come out, I want this generation, that generation to be on even playing field. Because you know the backwards and forward compatibility, that might they might say it might hinder Xbox, so that might be the factor of who gonna win or not. So it's a counter thing.
Like, it's not. People always talk about kill me with that. They say a backwards and forward compatibility gonna hinder Xbox. No, it's not. Listen, answer this one question for me though. Does backwards and forward compatibility hinder PC?
No, hey, it don't do that.
So that's why it's not.
It don't. It really don't. So that's why I was saying. That's why I was just getting you nailed it on the head. That's why I was getting at, because if you look at it with the Xbox One and the PlayStation 4 when they came out, think about it. Every game that you could have bought on this system, they pretty much had it on the old gen system. Maybe one or two games like Rise, but you know what I'm saying, just on the next generation. But the majority of the people, all the games that they purchased, was still on the 360 and the PlayStation 3. So it was if you played on one. The only thing that you get to do now is if you purchase this game on the 360 and when you came to the one, you ain't had to repurchase the game. It came along with you. And developers know one thing: a person, once you purchase a game, it's only a handful of people that's gonna repurchase the same game. Yeah. It's only a handful. So they know that people ain't gonna do that. So why not give them an incentive? Say, hey, if you purchase this game now, it's gonna go with you to your next system too. So it's gonna always be there. You know what I'm saying? That's just an incentive. Yep. So we win. So we win on that note. So I think Xbox gonna come out on top. Next generation, I go back and forth with the whole thing of that, and PlayStation gonna still be in that same mind frame what they did with the PlayStation 4, because they won on the PlayStation 4. They're gonna come with the PlayStation 5. They downfall this. They're gonna try to resell you the same games. Boom, that's gonna kill PlayStation. Game Pass, man, it's gonna be a whole different generation. It's gonna be a whole, everybody gonna be living different at that time. So
game changer. Game Pass is a game changer.
Right, exactly.
And if you think about it, Chuck, the developers would still continue to make money off of Fortnite in the next generation. They'll just come out with another season 7, season 8. You know what I'm saying? And give you a whole bunch of new microtransactions to buy.
Right, and then keep the player pool.
Hold on. I don't know if you heard this. Did y'all hear that? What'd you hear?
Nah, what is that?
That is the alert sound from when somebody gives me some information that I need to use. It's my Yeah, that's why Kate make an alert. That's why Kate make an alert. Look.
Oh shit!
Breaking news. Breaking news.
Hey, that's my next little thing right there. That's my next little thing right there, man. Hold on. Anyway, let me do it. Let me go find that little thing right one more time so I can just sit there and get it. Okay. Anyway, no, let me just go. I fucked up now. Anyway, I messed up. All right, here we go. All right, here we go. So right live.
Barely here.
I gotta turn up. Fred sent down some information live from the location where he was. He sent me some information about how much Fortnite is costing on the PlayStation 4. Just the game by itself. $175, $179.69, 190 used, very good condition, $192.98, $194, $249 used, $300 from fucking Amazon Prime.
Man, what you looking at, the gouge site?
No, I'm looking at how much this shit is costing, son. The game itself.
The game by itself?
Yeah, that's how much these people are selling this game. Now I'm looking. I'm trying to see if
the free game you talking about?
No, the full
no,
game.
the base game.
Oh, the base game. That's going to be free in a month or whatever.
But wait a minute, but they selling it for over $200? $100? What the hell?
Man, I say gouged into a whole other level.
They must be selling their
this shit.
accounts. They got to be selling their accounts.
Okay,
That's crazy.
Yeah, it has to be, man.
Could be. But the thing of it is that what's crazy about this is that, right? It's like this game. We know, okay, Fortnite is become bigger than life right now. It is this game, right? But gamers want to play crossplay. They want to, you know what I'm saying? PlayStation gamers want to play against Xbox gamers. They want to play against Nintendo players. For them, you know what I'm saying, to put people behind a paywall and then to say and to punish them and say, look, you paid for this game. Let's say for somebody that paid $175 for the full version of that Fortnite game, and then they want to go try to play. They got an Xbox or a Switch, and they want to try to play crossplay. They have to play the game all over again because they can't switch their account over. That is lunacy, and that right there is too fucking. That's being too arrogant. Too arrogant. Go ahead.
They better suck my imaginary penis for $175.
$175
You know what I can do with $175?
Hey man,
I can do $175.
Maybe grow, maybe make you a real imaginary penis. I don't know. $175.
Really?
I'm just saying.
Hey,
I'm
we
just
trying to
saying.
pull a Chris Angel.
Then it would be imaginary then.
Well, I'm just saying.
Chris Angel.
I'm just saying.
Appear out of nowhere.
They black marking these accounts for Fortnite so everybody can get the skins, everybody can look fly. But like, I don't give two fucks about Fortnite. So,
I know. I'm just saying, right? Yeah. But anyway, let me get on to the next. Yeah, because you'll be last, Delilah, and then to wrap it up. But Kaleidoscope, I don't think we got your thoughts on it. So, what is this? This is a big deal because I think that a lot of people out here wants this crossplay. What could potentially happen with PlayStation down the road if they don't bend?
Mindshare is going to be going up against them. All right, because I've already seen from comments online and in comment sections, people are really upset over this, and with Sony basically giving a deaf ear to their outcry. All right, basically saying we don't give a fuck. All right, that's what they're basically telling their fans and whatnot. You know what I'm saying? And it's not cool because people put time and hours into Fortnite, just like any multiplayer game from PUBG to Halo to Call of Duty, and not being able.
Update. Sorry, let's do it again.
All
right. Fred just said live from location. He said, Fred just said, "Hey man," he says people selling this shit on Amazon at the price. He said also those prices are not including accounts. Those are discs only.
Wow.
What?
Oh, goodness.
Wait, they have a disc for that game? I didn't even know they had a disc for that.
Yeah, they do have a disc for the game. But wow, that's ridiculous.
Okay, go ahead.
Wow.
That is so cold, man.
Some copies of Fortnite.
Wow.
Yep. All right, well, that just blew my mind. So, shout outs to the dude that said that, man. That's just mind blowing. All right, but still, they're turning off the fan base. All right, fans are getting upset. All right, and it's kind of upsetting that you have a PlayStation 4, you want to play it on your Switch, and you're basically locked out of your account. Even though it's a game that it actually has crossplay, but the reason Sony doesn't want to do it is because they just don't feel like it. It's as simple as that. All right. They're not thinking about the gamers. They're thinking about themselves. They're thinking, oh, if we do crossplay, we're going to lose our fans to Xbox and to Switch. No, you're not. You're going to get them to buy an Xbox, or you might get them to buy a Switch, but guess what? They still have your PlayStation. Okay. It's like Sony wants to have this cult of followers and whatnot and not let them play with anybody when that is not the future. The future is crossplay across all platforms. So Sony actually needs to wake up.
But they crossplay with PC. That's all they need.
Yeah, okay.
I'm telling you, that's what you want to hear. That's what you want to hear.
Yeah, that's what you want to hear, but that's not the actual reality, though. You know what I'm saying? We all have friends that have different consoles, I mean, you don't own a. I mean, not everybody here owns all platforms and whatnot, but I have friends on PlayStation, friends that play on Switch. You know, I wouldn't mind playing them in. Well, I know I can't do it in PUBG, but Call of Duty, for example, that shit would be cool if we was able to back compat on Call. I'm not back compat, but you know, cross play a game like Call of Duty. But the reason they haven't done that is because of the barriers that Sony keeps throwing up. They said they was all for it at the beginning of this generation. Oh, we're all for crossplay, because the regime at Microsoft back then was against it. Now that the regime at Microsoft changed and they're all for it now Sony backpedaled and it's like, oh no, it's only on PC.
Hey, I got
and Switch, and sometimes on Switch.
Hey, you heard me? Check this conspiracy I got right quick, man. Look, if PlayStation let crossplay happen with the Xbox and Switch, and a person that have a PlayStation end up buying an Xbox, now once he have an Xbox, he see the way the multiplayer and games online run, and with his multiplayer game, not multiplayer.
But Sony still doesn't lose then, though, because they would still get them to buy their single player.
Yeah, but if you have not multiplayer, but if you buy the game that be on both systems, the multiplats. If you buy a multiplat that you would have bought on a PlayStation, now you're starting to buy your multiplats on the Xbox because you know what I'm saying. Xbox had let's say if you purchase the X, you want to play it on the best machine you can play it on. So if you was the only PlayStation owner, now you can play crossplay. Now you end up getting the Xbox. Now the multiplats that Sony was only selling. Now they Microsoft, you know, they losing revenue.
They're gonna see that the pastures are green on the other side, pun intended, right?
Right, exactly. That's why they don't want to do it.
Yeah, I could see that. I could see that.
But they wouldn't necessarily be able to do party chat that way. So I don't know.
I know that's another thing.
But if you're playing on the Xbox, you see how smooth it is, and it'll make you curious to go get an Xbox. And then when you start playing on the Xbox, then you might not go back to the PlayStation. Or you start buying your multiplats on the Xbox. Now, PlayStation might have a PlayStation, but it don't matter because if you have both systems, you're still gonna buy the game that's gonna play on the best system because it's the same price. Why not?
Yeah, well, you bring up a good point because there's a lot of multi-console owners that I know, and they actually play most of their multi-plats, especially the multiplayer ones, on the Xbox. All right, they have the PlayStation, you know, basically for the exclusives that they have, and certain Japanese games that are on there, like certain niche titles, JRPGs. Right. When it comes to like multi-plats with multiplayer components, they normally 9 times out of 10 they buy it on Xbox.
Hey, then backwards and forward capability, man, it's gonna kill Sony. Think about it. You said, "Oh, I'm gonna buy it on the Xbox because I know I can take it with me." That's another win.
No, and the thing is, though, that no matter what they put in that PS5, I have a feeling that next Xbox is gonna blow it out the water, yo. Just like
they've already, Sea of Thieves. Phil and them already made it clear that they will not be. And he said it. He iterated it again at E3. At the conference, that look, he says we will have multiple consoles, and they will still be the most powerful. That he iterated again, so that he ain't playing. Like that whole power aspect is dead. That will never be brought up again. Resolution gate is over. It's dead. It's out of here. So let me go ahead to you, Live Wire, and then Delilah, and then we'll wrap it up. But what you got? What you got to go live? Because I mean, you've been gone for a minute. Do you know what's going on? Do you have any idea?
Nah, yeah, you basically said PlayStation's out here selling
well, we're talking about crossplay. I mean, because I know you've read, it's all been all over Twitter, it's been all over social media about the whole crossplay situation between Microsoft and Nintendo, and Nintendo throwing some shade at Sony in regards to, hey, look, you know what I'm saying? We're playing together. You're over here just acting like you too good, like your shit don't stink. What's up?
Man, it's a struggle for them. I mean, because they, you know, at the beginning of this generation, they could get away with doing shit like that, you know. And I guess they felt like, well, to keep our competitors down, we're gonna kind of block that, so people have to buy our console because. I mean, think about it. That's one of the reasons why the PlayStation became as popular as it did, as quick as it did, because people, when they initially went over there, all their friends had to buy a PlayStation in order to play with their friends, right? That's one of the ways, because they didn't have exclusives at first, not the ones that they have now, and even the ones they have now aren't multiplayer exclusives. They're all single player. So most of the people that buy a PlayStation for their exclusives are buying it because not I gotta play this with my friend, it's just because I think the game is cool. You feel me? So you know, with that being said, you know, their biggest games are like every other console was other than Nintendo is the multiplex. So I mean, it's interesting. They're fucking up though. They're fucking up. I mean, because they were always known as the darlings, and they're basically just, man, this is
showing
bad,
their
dog.
greed.
It's not even greed. It's like, I mean, they are.
Was it their tagline at the beginning of this generation, for the players, for the gamers?
Well,
is that really for the players?
Oh, that tagline is gone now.
Yeah, but it's almost like this is what the thing is. It's almost like when
tagline in a minute either.
But the crazy thing,
You know what I'm
is like, it's like watching PlayStation walk through a minefield and step on every damn mine when they were there when the mines were put in. It's like, what the fuck are you doing? You know that this shit is like, why are you doing this? Nah, because normally when I step on the mine, the shit don't hurt. But like, because they've been getting away with a lot of shit, you know. A lot of times they did that, you know, like Chuck was saying, they did the whole try to take Let's Play and, you know, other shit, and the media just kind of overlooked it. But now it's just like, damn, dog, what the fuck you doing? Like, shit doesn't even make any sense. Like, you already got all these consoles sold. You making your money. Like, we helped you out. You were dying. You were struggling. You know, Microsoft had all the money. We were like, you know what? Let's shit on their console so PlayStation kind of get back in the war. We don't want any monopoly. But dog, making us look bad. You were supposed to be a white knight. You out here looking like a fucking
You were supposed to be the media darlings.
Yeah, PlayStation was the white knight.
I mean, but we gotta say what it is, man. The media basically saved PlayStation. Like they went out, they went. Like, I'm not saying that Microsoft didn't do. Obviously, they fucked up and they did similar stupid shit, you know. But if you look at who's in charge of what, every time it's like when they put those money people in charge of the game division, they just do wild shit, yo. Yeah, because who's the guy who just left? It was like Andrew House or something, right? Who's somebody from PlayStation left?
Cosmo, how you say his name?
I forget who his name, but now they got money. But they replaced him with a money guy, and the money guy is like, "Look, man, you making money? Fuck what they talking about. We don't care about."
So they're basically getting cocky, is what you're saying.
Pretty much.
No, they've been cocky. They've been cocky, but they just taking it to the next level now. You know, they really don't think they shit stink for real.
Yeah. We're gonna go ahead and go to Delilah, but before I go to her, I want to say this. This is something that I was gonna make a video on. And I get a lot of flack for me saying this, but everybody jumped on Microsoft because of that transition. And I said this: it takes time to move pieces in order to bring in the right people that needs to be in the right spot. I said Xbox is going through turmoil. This is a company. You got Donnie D left. Phil took over, but Phil still had a boss at that time. There was still things that needed to be done. That you know what I'm saying? Shannon Loftus, Greenberg, they were moved out of position. They had to try to cope. They had to try to be in positions that they're normally not in, and other people had to compensate because of the place, because they had missing pieces. And now, since we're now seeing all the pieces coming together, now we're starting to see Xbox's plan, their vision. It's starting to make sense now. This E3 showed a lot of progression from what we've seen just 2 years ago. So PlayStation is now going through that motion when you have people that's been with that company for multiple years, you know what I'm saying, for decades, and they're leaving. Not because they think that the company is failing or anything of that nature. It's just probably that they're tired or they want to do different things. But losing to Andrew House is huge. You just can't replace an Andrew House. You can't replace, the person that was in charge, that was in charge and over Yoshida and them. You can't replace those people with just anybody. And that right there is that I was trying to make the point is that, look, PlayStation might be getting ready to go through their issues with turnover because of the fact that they have all these pieces that they got to fill in to get it right. So get ready for that. I honestly feel that's going to be a little bumpy for PlayStation, even though they're riding high right now. So Delilah, go ahead and finish us off, man.
Yeah, man, I think what you said was a good closing. I don't really want to add too much to that. I think, this is just one of those moments where Sony is, their foot's in their mouth at this point. I think the infrastructure is too convoluted to even allow crossplay, and that's probably part of the problem. But I do think it's more have to do with money because they want to make sure their loop is closed and that you can only make purchases on Fortnite through their system. So, I mean, we'll see. I think people who buy these games and make purchases and stuff at the end of the day have the loudest voice. So it'd be amazing to see what the next year and a half do. That's all I got to say on it.
Okay. All right.
I got one thing to add.
Right.
In the PlayStation Store, to pre-order the games, Resident Evil 5, it actually says only on PlayStation.
I saw that.
Yeah.
Resident Evil 2, the remake, Resident Evil 2 remake had it only on PlayStation.
Yeah, only on PlayStation. They're basically lying to their consumers, stating that that's the only place where you can play that game on. It's not all over the media, which is a trip. If Microsoft would have done this in the Xbox store, that shit would have been all over the media.
Right. Yeah, that was you. That was a 108, and that was Lady that brought that up, and I posted that as well. The thing of it was some places misleading. Yeah, that's very misleading. Some PlayStation fan came and said, "Well, all that is, Mega, because you're reaching, is that PlayStation is saying that you can pre-order the game right now first before anybody else." Well, then
you don't put that in exclusive. No,
you don't put that in an exclusive.
And they got her to say that you were reaching. They say you were reaching.
Yeah,
that was reaching.
Oh yeah, that was.
I know, right? That was reaching.
Right. They should have said what they meant. They meant what they said.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
But this is not nothing new. They do this all the time. Sony does this all the time. This is nothing new. I saw that post, and I'm like, really? So you mean tell me they put a multi-plat game in their exclusive only on PlayStation section on their store?
Man, y'all see that in the small writing beside it? It might have had a hat.
Wow. All right.
Right.
I think that's a wrap. That's a wrap.
Yeah, that's it. So anyway, yeah, that was a good point. Thank you guys. Oh, I do want to say this to my Patreon. To my Patreon folks out there, you know what I'm saying? I know it seemed like I've been leaving you hanging, man. I've been really busy. I'm sorry.
You buying?
Yeah, but let me just say that. Let me say this.
You buying?
Am I buying? Am I buying? Am I back? Am I good?
Okay.
You good?
Okay, all right. So what I was going to say was that to my Patreon people out there, you know what I'm saying? I have not forsaken you. So check this out. This is what we're going to do for next month. K-Mega's coming out with going to give you 3 games. We'll give you 3 games next month. Two games. Right now, I'm going to tell you right off the bat what they're going to be. The Crew 2, and I'm going to give you Street Fighter. I'm going to give you Street Fighter, the Street Fighter Collection. The third one is going to be a surprise to the winner. Check this out. You know what I'm saying? It could be a PlayStation exclusive. It could be an Xbox exclusive. It could be a PC exclusive. It's whoever. So go ahead and sign up to the Patreon. Next month is going to be flames, fire. Man, we're going to hook you up. I'm about to put in some more content for the Patreon fans also. And we're going to kick off and do some GRG Uncut next week. Get ready for that. So, man. Big things coming, man. Big things coming. So, yeah, man, have not forgot about the people that have supported us, man. So just go ahead and jump on this Patreon, man. We're going to have 3 games for you next month. So, anyway, let's go ahead and do our sign-outs. Man, we're going to go out first with Lawrence. Man, appreciate you coming on, man, stopping by, saying what's up, man. Where can they find you at?
Not a problem, man. Thank y'all for coming through. Thank y'all for having me. Y'all can find me on Twitter, 210LG, Facebook, 210LG. YouTube, Twitch. I'm on Patreon as well. I gotta get that set up though.
Hashtag Pink Room.
Hashtag come see me in Killer Instinct.
All right, come see me in Tekken too.
That too. You get that ass whooped with either one.
No, you been getting that ass kicked last time we played. We can do it. We can do it anyway.
Anyway, I mean, we can get it in right now. Why you bullshitting?
Oh, shit.
Everybody want to get me right now. We can do whatever. I'm not. Chuck wants me, man. You want me. Byron want me. Everybody want me, man. It is what it is.
That's only because you keep opening your mouth, bro. That's it.
You know what I'm saying? But nobody wants me in the DBZ fighters. I know that. Anyway. Where can I find you?
That's it, but that's it, man. Thank y'all for having me, man. It's always a pleasure.
Shut your ass up, man. Get out of here. Anyway, glad to have you here, bro. Triple Cup Shop, man. What's up? Where are you at, man? Where can they find you at, man?
All right. I like how Live said, you can catch me on my channel, but go on my channel, check it out. I guarantee you're gonna hear something you never heard before, and just think about me, and that's what you're gonna get. All right, we're gonna have a vibration podcast on there with me and Cloudy. Yeah, we go like this here all the time. We got Savage Carter, and we're gonna have a new member. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna put a little question mark. Y'all gotta come to the channel to check that out. And then tomorrow you can find me on the Direct Deck show. Man, when I say cut up time, me and 100, we gonna go live with who gonna drink the most, because I might go all the way up, because it's gonna be Saturday. I'm gonna be ready, feel good. That way I'm gonna bust them up in some gaming. I'm gonna be on it all night. Y'all on one play, get at me. Your boy Triple Cup Chuck, and I'm out.
All right, cool, man. Livewire, where can they find you at, man? All right, nowhere.
His outro form.
Anyway, so yeah, Fred just hit me up. Fred just hit me live location.
That deserves a dolphin, though.
Live from location.
Live from location. Hold on, let me do it again. Live from location. All right, live from location. Fred said you need to kick Live's black ass off the podcast. You're right. Anyway, no, I'm playing. He didn't say that.
I said, Kim, I got one last thing to say before you get to live. You hear me? Yeah, y'all can hear me? Hello?
Yeah, we can hear you. Go ahead.
Hey, look. I don't know too much of the details about it, but I just want to like spread the awareness about it. There's a person that be in the chat. His name is Skull Stomper. You know, he got somebody had jacked him on PayPal or something, and they doing some type of thing for him. So, you know what I'm saying? Go check him out. You know what I'm saying? All of us in the community to, get together and look out for him.
Oh, you talk about for who getting gaffled on his rent or whatever?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's bad stuff. That's bad. Yeah, check him out, man. Check him out.
That's messed up.
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
So it's my turn?
No, I was got some bear noises. I didn't want
you are really messing up. Go ahead, lady.
Anyways.
Where can I find you at, lady? Where can you find you at, lady?
You know me, everything Grown Women Gaming, everything Lady Infamous. You go on Twitter, Lady_Infamous30. Tomorrow, me and the Squizzard,
that's right,
Sharice and L Boogie, we gonna do is the best thing on a Saturday morning. We got GWG Podcast Volume 29 tomorrow with our special guest Mamacita. I also want to give a shout out to my manager Molly for lightweight stalking me and finding out that I got this podcast on Fridays, and then she's gonna tell upper people about this podcast.
Oh, wow.
They want to bust me out at my job today. So shout out to you, Molly. I hope you're watching.
All right. Nice.
Yes.
Shout out to Molly. Shout out to Molly.
What's up, Molly?
What's up, Molly? What's happening, Molly? What's going on? Okay, Megan. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, Kaleidoscope, man. Where can they find you at, bro?
Yo, they could find me on Saturdays on the Direct Deck show, minus the fraud. I just gotta emphasize that. I'm sorry. And then also on Wednesdays on the Heroic Vibrations podcast with Chuck and the crew, and of course every Friday night here, man, on the GRG podcast. All right, and besides that, y'all can hit me up on Xbox Live at Kaleidoscope, all in caps, my YouTube channel, Kaleidoscope, and on Twitter at DirectX minus the. You know, man.
All right.
This is a must.
Yes. And last but not Delilah.
Oh, yeah,
damn, you quick. Boy, you been
I gotta go to the bathroom on camera. Hold it for a minute. Got
that little ass bladder.
Check her out, Delilah HD. great night tonight. Definitely.
I wish I had water noises.
Like Lady said, you can catch us tomorrow on Grown Women Gaming at noon Eastern, 9 Pacific on Ladies Channel. Yes, we'll be holding it down. So check us out, fellas. Anybody else who's listening, definitely check us out. Thank you for having me on. Of course, you guys can catch me here again next Friday, GRG podcast. Y'all know what it is.
Yeah, you know what it is. Look at that. Listen to that. All right, and then last but not least, did I go to Livewire? I did go to Livewire, but did he say anything? I can't remember.
No, I don't remember you saying anything.
I don't know, man. I don't know, man. What? Go, Trump. Go. I'm pissed off at you, man.
Yeah,
Take your children away. Take it to you, bastard. Go ahead. Come on.
What I do? I ain't do nothing.
Man, come on, Trump.
That wasn't me. I ain't had nothing to do with that.
Your wife walking around with a damn jacket talking about I don't care.
Hey, her designer gave her that coat. Don't blame her on that.
All right, go
ahead.
ahead.
Pick that shit out.
Go ahead, Trump.
Anyway, man, it's your boy Livewire, aka Casual Carl, and
oh no,
yo, man, that's what I fall into now. I can't play games as much as I used to, so now I'm Casual Carl. Yeah, man, but it's fun. Check out my channel. I need to put up some new videos. I know. I'm hearing people.
Parent life. Wait, that new parent life.
Yo, it is a struggle for real, man. I'm telling you. I was trying to get her to go to sleep the other night. Man, she was just straight looking at me. I'm sitting there, my wife's like, you gotta sing with her. I'm like, sing with her. I'm singing whatever the fuck I'm just. She was looking at me like I'm trying to sing lullabies. She's like, yo, dog, you suck.
Hey man, you can't be singing some damn some fucking Mamacita whatever, some shit. You gotta sing us some real lullabies. You can't be trying to sing some Michael Jackson. Mama say Mama saw the monster. She ain't gonna.
I wasn't singing that. I was trying to sing Twinkle whatever, right? And that's she was sitting there just looking at me like, yo, man. I hope you don't think she was like, I hope you don't think this shit about to go to sleep, get me to go to sleep. So my wife walks in. She's like, what the hell are you singing to her? And I'm like, to the window. Oh shit. To the slip down my balls.
See that already. No. Just tell them, just grab them by the puss. You good. Anyway, we out of here, man.
Lord
we out of here. Hey, man, this is
not a ponytail.
We always do. Hey, K-Mega 405, man. Thank you guys for rocking out with us as always, man. We'll see you guys next week. We'll be dropping the video out tomorrow. Do not forget to check out the next podcast tomorrow at 6 o'clock Central, 7 o'clock Eastern, I believe, where I will reign and get my crown back for gameplay. The Don beat me barely. I came in second place. I came in with some less than average gameplay and still came in second. So that should tell you when I really put in some work, I'm about to put in some work. So thank you. But anyway, it probably going to, the gameplay is going to be probably when I'm whooping somebody's ass tonight. So watch your step, man. Why be recording? So anyway, thank you guys. Good night. Peace.